Hey, good morning and good afternoon for some of you guys. Thank you for joining me here at the Dennis Herrera Show. We are still on a vacation mode, so to speak. We're in the Honduras. With you guys here for the first time. Um, I have been able to go and actually work on some Honduran ID. That might not mean anything to you guys, but I never actually was old enough in Honduras to actually get an Honduran ID, even though my passport says that I was born here. It's just nice to have that little piece of paper. Plus, I need to have the actual number that goes on the ID so that I can open up a bank account and start doing some investments here for the future. Yeah, so to speak. Who knows how long if the future is going to be for me. But let me say just good morning, Dustin. Thank you for joining. Burning 47, good to see you on here. Good afternoon, says Brian. Let's see, love that flag, honor it, and fight for it. Yes, that's right. My primary flag is the Honduran flag, but here in Honduras, we need to respect the country and fly the Honduran flag as well. Interestingly enough, I um, I went to this little place where it really is just a freaking scam, to be honest. Um, we went to get a friend of ours applied. I guess there were they got a visa to go to the United States of America, but I guess it was like expiring or something. Apply for visa. Now, what's crazy is thank you, Gregory, appreciate you. What's crazy is this. I'm gonna, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something. There is a lot of people in the United States of America. My man, oh, coyote in the house. Not the illegal immigrant coyote, just the Dennis Herrera coyotes that's coming in here. But look, there's a lot of people in the United States of America that they do this sort of work for migrants, not just illegal migrants, but for migrants in general. And you know, I don't know, maybe I should get into it um, because what they do is they advertise. Hey, Robert, good to see you, baby. Good to see you, big bro. They advertise this as if they are doing some sort of immigration, uh, United States embassy sort of, so to speak. Let me see, Michael. Good afternoon, and yeah, 6 more minutes, and it will be afternoon for me as well. Yes, I'm only two hours away from my house time zone. I think I'm in Central Time over here in Honduras. You are not peaceful if you impede and attack ICE, kicking out tail lights and spitting. Bro, I'm going to touch all that stuff, man. Hopefully. Remind me. Remind me. So I want to finish this with the story here. It's something that everybody has access to. You go to the United States government website, right? The USCIS website, and you can apply for a visa, you can apply for residency, you can apply for all kinds of stuff, asylum, etc. You can do all these things on there. The problem is a lot of people don't know that they can do that. Hey, Scott, good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping by. So a lot of people don't know that they can just go to the government's USCIS website, and do all these things themselves. So there is websites over here, like what was it? It was called in here. Uh, they make it look like it's the United States, like it's an American embassy sort of place, right? But all they do is fill out an application and put in the information that people have into the website on the government, and then they print the paper with their picture, and the American flag, and they make it look like an American legit governmental office. You know what I'm saying? But in reality, all they're doing is just they just put in an application on the website, on the American, on the United States of America's website. And this is what a lot of people do. A lot of paralegals, they do that business in the United States of America. And a lot of people that are illegal, they think that by doing this type of work or paperwork, that they are legal to stay in the country. And I think that's a big scam because these paralegals and even lawyers, they know this. They charge thousands and thousands of dollars to migrants, especially illegal immigrants, because they have no knowledge that they can do this themselves. And they get charged like five up to eight, $10,000 for every time that they have to fill out an application. I'm telling you, maybe I should get into this business because a lot of ignorant migrants are getting, and I don't mean ignorant as in stupid, but a lot of ignorance as in they don't know how it works. They get um, they get scammed, and it's legal, so they get scammed because instead of them saying, of course, they're not going to do it because they're going to lose their money, right? But instead of them saying, hey, you can actually go to the website here at the uscis.gov and then go in and apply for, for a visa, fill out document, blah, 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 fill out document this. So in a way, it's legit because they have the knowledge and they're providing that service. But what they're doing wrong is they're giving people false hope. Hey, Cotton Edge, welcome, brother. Good morning, good afternoon. Actually, I think everybody is good afternoon now. It's 12, almost 12. Um, and of course they don't give the people the information, so they just charge them thousands of dollars, which I think is wrong. But it's knowledge is power, they say. I don't know if it was meant this way. Okay. Yeah. All right, so that's my little quick story to just kind of break the ice coming in here. I really want to say thank you guys for coming in to my channel. I know you guys think I'm just being lazy over here and, blah, blah, blah. Cray says, do you always vacation away from our country? No, sometimes, no, you can vacation. Like, I think what was it, a Christmas vacation? I mean, we just stay home. We just stay home and spend time with family. And well, I ended up doing my YouTube video work. But um, yep, okay, 12 o'clock. My YouTube video channel, but it was kind of a vacation, I guess, as long as uh, you don't have to go out of the country to be on vacation. Is what I'm trying to say. But I will have another trip, God willing. God willing, I have one more trip this year, maybe two trips this year. This one, just so you guys know, it was all just out of the blue. It was my brother visiting here in Honduras. He wanted me to be here with him. The wife gave me permission to come down here and spend 3 weeks with him. I'm supposed to be here just enjoying myself with my brother. I've been doing lives in here as much as I can. Been working on this video that I want to give you guys. I want to show you guys the video from here. But I'll be very honest. With the family that I'm staying here, they get too they get too protective. They don't want to let me go out anywhere. It's like sometimes I'm almost like in jail time. And the people here, and I don't think it's everybody, but just some of the people here, they're afraid of me going out there with my gimbal and my phone and just record on the street. They think somebody's gonna come in here and they're just gonna rob me. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't know. Listen, I don't live here, right? I know I grew up in El Barrio, which is a very small community. Yes, it was infested with crime and theft and gangbangers and things like that. But I mean, you have to live. You can't just say you're living and you can't go out on the streets. That's like crazy. That is crazy. I mean, this can happen to me in Washington. This can happen to me anywhere. Anywhere you go, it can happen, you know? The only difference is I don't have a gun on me here in Honduras. That's the only difference. But everything else, it happens in the United States of America, it happens here, it happens everywhere. So, again, with me getting my ID here from Honduras, it allows me to actually claim all the Honduran benefits that I do have because I was born here. And so, I asked my friends right here and my growing up family, I asked them, I said, so how hard is it to get a gun here? Check this out. Hey, Janice, how are you? I see you. Andy, good afternoon. Thanks for joining. Yes, you always vacation out of our country. Shoot, dude, I don't know what's up. Uh-oh, earshot. How about you just tell the truth? I got you. Earshot, I don't know what you're trying to say, man. I don't know what you're trying to say. I don't want you guys to start mess. We haven't even started talking politics yet, man. Hold on. At least wait until we get into the nitty gritty. Right now, we're just breaking the ice. Let's see. Kids today, high in their house. Yeah, I'm gonna go out there anyways, even if they get mad at me. I live in a nice city, but sometimes I have to work in the liberal capital next door. It's the highest murder per capita. Man, that's crazy, Coyote. Got to keep your head on a swivel. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Gotta look everywhere, baby. Internet is all they do. When we were kids, we only had the outside. That's right, Jive. And that's what I keep telling them. It's just like, how can you just say you're living here, but then you're afraid of going out on the street? Like that shouldn't be. Like I'm not afraid of going out on the street, but they get really mad at me over here, and shoot, I'm a half a century old. It's like, hey, I don't need you to be kind of, just looking over me too much. I need you to just let me be, because next time I'm just not going to come and visit you guys. I'm just going to come to Honduras and I'm going to do my own thing, right? But with that ID, I asked my brother-in-law here, my growing-up brother here, and one of my nephews. I said, so how hard is it to get a gun here in Honduras? And he's like, and tell me what is it? He said, well, he says, first of all, you got to get a test, like he said, a psychology test. And I was like, okay, all right, sure. Okay. And what else? And he's like, oh man. And then they got to do like a background check on you. And I'm like, okay, get to the part where it's impossible. And he says, and then they got to do this, and then you got to get the fingerprints, and then you gotta wait for it for the report. And oh man, it's just so impossible. I'm like, that's how it is in Washington State. I had to go get my background check. I had to wait some time in order for the test to go through. I had to, well, actually, I had to pay the fee, but I was like, that's normal. That's like that's okay. That's what it should be like. And so they make it sound like things here are so difficult, but in reality, they're not. Like, I went in to go get my ID. I mean, I was in and out of there like in 10 minutes, no joke. And maybe just because it was slow, right? Maybe there wasn't that many people on there. But that's it. They just got my fingerprints, they took my picture, and they said, come back in 2 weeks and come and get your ID. And I'm just like, that's it? Nothing else? What? Nothing? Just have to show my birth certificate? That's it. Nothing else. And apparently, because I've never had one, it was free. I don't have to pay. And yeah, it was that easy. So the next time that I come to Honduras, I'm going to actually, and maybe if I get it with enough time, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pay the fee, have them run my background check, etc. And the next time that I come to Honduras, I will buy a gun, or I will bring a gun with me. Um, Not carried on, obviously. You have to put it in the luggage. But if I have a license to carry a weapon, it would be a lot easier to get my gun here in Honduras. Let's see. What do you say, Craig? There's no First Amendment. There's not the same. You must have dual citizenship. I might have dual citizenship. I don't know, but I think that if I tell them I'm an American citizen, they probably won't give me that ID anyway. But you know what? This is my country of birth, so I should have my ID from Honduras as well. That doesn't mean that I don't have any rights as a citizen. Let's see. So you can be executed for carrying a legally registered gun now. Yeah, sure. I wish we could just go out to the flea market and grab AK. No, we don't want to do that. We also don't want to. We don't want to. We don't want to abuse the right, guys. Guns are there to be for defense. Okay, not to go out there and start a war. That's not what it's about. Coyote, a retard. what what Coyote do? Coyote is not a retard. Who brings their firearms to a riot? Oh, a retard. Oh, I see. All right, I'm catching up with the comments here. I'm catching up with the comments. Hi, Cindy. How are you? Let's see. Okay, Don Radical, it's your opinion. Doesn't change their rights. It's citizens. All right, here we go. So first of all, let's go ahead and let's talk about Don Lemon. What's going on? What's going on over there in the United States of America with Don Lemon? What's going on? I want to know what is going on with this fool. Hold on, guys. I am in a really weird folding legs on the bed because they're doing construction on the other side of the house, not in this house, but the neighbors, and it gets really loud. So I came here, I folded my legs, sat on my bed here that they gave me, and so I got to reach for my coffee from Los Andes. Where's the camera? I'm using the laptop camera. It's very interesting. I come to Honduras and I drink an Americano. What the hell is up with that? Why am I drinking an Americano in Honduras? All right, Don Lemon, lay it on me. What's going on with Don Lemon? What did he do? It is obvious. We know what he did. Okay, we know what he did. Lemon is a big bubba's goof today, Dennis. What does GF mean? Good friend, girlfriend, big bubba's girlfriend today. Oh, okay, I see. Oh, I see. Oh, man, I'm slow. I'm slowing down here in Honduras. What's going on here? And and yes, I'm getting tan on my arm, but just on the arm. Everything else is still white. He covered up story that the fascists didn't like. Interesting. Well, Mr. Hupp, let me tell you something. You don't religious. Now, whether you want to believe in God or not, it is irrelevant. We have the freedom of religion. You see, your freedoms don't trump other people's freedoms. And this is what we always say: use your rights responsibly. Yes, there is a way for you to abuse your rights. You can't just go out there saying, I got my rights. Well, we don't give a shit about your rights if you don't care about our rights. See, we all have rights. You want to protest? Hey, do that shit outside the church. That's fine. That's fine. But you don't have the right to come into the church and scare children and innocent people who are actually peaceful. You see, you're supposed to protest peacefully. You're not doing that at all. So Don Lemon's gay ass coming in there as a black victim. This guy is one of the biggest liars and the most retarded one. Mr. Oh, this is not a misdemeanor. It's just a misdemeanor. It's not a crime. As if he doesn't know what that is. I swear, it's like his English is worse than mine. I don't know where he went with that. But I'm very glad that he got arrested, and I hope that he gets more than just a slap on the wrist. That moron needs to learn. Don thought he was above the law, says Ozzy. And Ozzy, welcome, my friend. I see you. Thank you for commenting. All of my blue Smurfs and green members, thank you for commenting. Coyote says they must have used that Civil Rights Act on him, interrupting the church and blocking the way to their children. That's crazy, man. See, this is what we called terrorist, domestic terrorist. You go out there terrorizing people because you think that you are the only Americans in this country, and you think that you are the only ones up and then practice your rights responsibly. There is such a thing as losing your rights. For example, that idiot guy, the one that busted out the ICE agent vehicle tail lights, the one that was punching on the car, the one that was assaulting federal ICE agents. That guy goes into a protest. By the way, he's out there being violent. When you start being violent towards federal agents or law enforcement, you lose your rights. You don't have any rights but to shut the hell up and get in the back of the car and get handcuffed. Very simple. It's not hard. It's not hard at all. So, again, what would be the difference? And I love everything that's happening. I'm going to tell you something. Democrats have been going hardcore against Trump from day one. And I'm going to tell you right now, everything that they have accused President Trump of doing is exactly what Democrats have been doing and are still doing today. Dirty money in the house. I see you, brother. How you doing? Oh, snap. Cool Cat Renee in the house. Welcome, my friend. Urgently, American patriots, you must start teaching your children at home to love America and respect the American flag. Urgently, please. They shot him after he was disarmed. Jeff, they should have shut his ass a long time ago. Anyway, I think that the fact that he comes in there, and you have to understand something. We need to make sure, and don't worry, we'll get to the nitty gritty. We'll get to the point where you do say, shut the hell up. And you'll see what I'm talking about. All right, let me stretch my legs. When you get old, you can't stay in a position for too long, guys. You got to keep moving. I know a lot of you guys already know what I'm talking about. All right. All right. So this guy goes in there. We already know everything Democrats have been blaming President Trump doing. They are the ones doing and doing it yet still. Okay? That's a fact. I don't give a shit what anybody says. That is a fact. As a matter of fact, let me see if I still have my. Do I still have my X account up? Let me open up my X account, guys. I saved some stuff on my X account for you guys to watch with me. Let me get logged in here, and then we'll get into it. Oh, geez. The first thing that pops in is Don Lemon's dumbass picture with his husband. Praying for Don Lemon's husband during this difficult time. Oh, I don't know what's going on with his husband, but I don't care, honestly. Bro, and I'm sick of watching all this Somali bullcrap coming in through my live feed. I mean, through my X feed. And also through Facebook. All right, so you guys watch my last little short video. I'm telling you what, man. Being down here, I'm not as inspired as I was when I was in the United States of America. It's weird. Like part of me wants to like just stay here and live here and forget about everything else. You know, because whether you believe me or not is irrelevant. Like to do this and to get involved in politics and do all this stuff, bro, that is so stressful. It can get so depressing. It can be so demoralizing, right? It's like, you get morons like Katsu here that says that I should be deported. He doesn't know that I'm in Honduras right now. And if they deport me from Honduras, they will be deporting me back to the United States of America. Let's see. Obama arrest Epstein. What? Speaking of Epstein files, I think there's like 3 million files released already. Uh, so anyway, I'm having like, I don't know. I think the longer that I'm here, the longer I want to stay here. But I can tell you, like, just being down here in Honduras, it's like I don't really care about politics in the United States of America. It's like I do care about the people. I just don't care about the politics. It's so depressing. But I had to get on and do a live with you guys because it doesn't matter if I feel more comfortable staying here. It doesn't matter if I get stressed or depressed, getting into politics in the United States. It doesn't matter how hard it becomes because the leftist crazy people and our enemies that want to destroy our country, they're not stopping. They're not pausing. They're not taking a break. As a matter of fact, I've seen so much bull crap, like multiplied 100 times. Like, I'm supposed to have this like conservative, uh, this conservative feed that comes through my X account. And I get tons of leftist rhetoric just flying through. And I'm talking about people that are known, people that have millions of followers, people that are getting paid on legacy media, people that are just like big, content creators, blah, 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 whatever you want to call these people. And they are just so, they lie about everything. Everything. And they keep defending these morons obstructing justice. I will never understand how these people have so much energy to hate the United States of America, but not to help it. I will say this, there is a disclaimer. There is a disclaimer. Our enemies are in social media. Illegal immigrants are in social media. So when you hear schools, colleges protesting, a lot of them are illegal. Probably most of every Hispanic in school, it's illegal or have illegal parents. That is the only reason why they support illegal immigrants in this country. What they don't understand is that it doesn't matter if they are illegal and good people. The others that are illegal and are actual hardcore criminals get defended because they want to be selfish and they don't want to follow the law. They don't want to respect the law. They just want to cut the line. You already heard this message before. They want to cut the line. And I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to allow that to happen. And I'm going to speak up. Every single time I'm going to speak up against it. Because I am a migrant who actually became an American citizen that loves the United States, that loves the people, and I want the United States to stay good for my children and their children's children and your children and your children's children's future. We cannot give ourselves up into their rhetoric, talking about Muslims as such a great religion. Really? You guys are morons. And I don't give a shit what you think about Muslims. Honestly, I don't care. The stupidity that people come in here and they tell us, oh, well, Christians are no different. Oh, no, no, there is a big difference. We hold Christians accountable. See, we will fight Christians that are being terrorists. Muslims, they don't do that. They can't fight against each other. They are considered infidel Muslims. So listen, any religion, and I don't care about Jews. I'm talking about on the Christian side of you. I'm not a Jew, so I will never follow what Jew laws they have. I am going to follow the gospel of Jesus Christ. And I know the whole Bible, the Old Testament, those are all history books that we can learn how bad things have gotten in this country. And it's all because of sin, not because of God being bad, because of us, our sin. Now the Muslims, they worship a supposedly holy prophet who was a pedophile and a murderer. See, this is the only thing I don't agree with Catholics. When they go and worship saints, statues, idols, the Bible's very clear about that. When you guys see me with my cross, there is no Christ on the cross because he's not there anymore. It's so ridiculous when I see Catholic people going out there and praying to La Virgen de Suyapa. Like, seriously. Virgin of Guadalupe. Seriously. They go out there, oh my God, there's a Jesus face on this bird tree. Like, come on. Shut the hell up. Let's get real. Your job is not to go and worship idols. It's to worship God, the Father, and always pray in the name of Jesus Christ, allowing the Holy Spirit to come into your heart. No idolatry, zero tolerance, period. So if you are in a religion that has idols, you should think about what you're following, okay? Make some decisions, make some changes. So anyway, we're going to go back to these protesters because Don Lemon, uh, his ass should have been in jail a long time ago, okay? But we're going to go back to this pretty guy. You know, the leftists want to paint him as a hero, just like Good. Okay, they want to paint him as a hero, and you know what pisses me off is that they do all this commotion, all this violence, and all this hate. They come into my chat, they leave comments on my videos, you know, and they leave like the most hateful comments on my videos. And I'm thinking, okay, so I'm not sure what was the point that you're trying to make. Are you trying to convince me so that I can be a better person? Or you just, gaslighting me so that I can be even more pissed off at your stupidity? Like, are you trying to really be a uniting force? Or you're really trying to be worse than a division in amongst our country, amongst our people? I don't understand. Like people leave some very, very hateful comments and they say we are hateful. They say we're divisive, but yet every time they curse Trump and its followers, they say, as if we're not Americans ourselves. You see the stupidity on that. They think they are the only Americans in this country. And that is farther from the truth. Democrats, yeah, that's right, Coyote. Democrats are the creators of the KKK, the most racist group in America. And then we have a black racist group called Black Panthers. And then we have another racist group called BLM, Black Lives Matter. We are racist people in all on all prospects of our life. In reality, to be honest, racism doesn't exist. There's only one race. But we fall into this narrative that everybody has to be racist. I say it that way because that's the way people know it, but I don't believe in racism. I think it's stupid. Let me see if I can share. Tyler, how are you, my man? Good to see you on here. Yeah, thanks for joining. Let's see. What do we got? We got what? 83 people on live. And I got 16,000 subscribers. What's going on here? Oh, speaking of what's going on, let me message Trinity here because she says that she doesn't get these notifications. And we haven't seen her for a while. Let's see if she gets on here, boys. Let's see if she gets that message. All right, so we got 84 people in here, and I will assume that maybe 50% of that are leftist Looney Tunes. Let me see if I can share with you guys. Let me read. I did mention some religion. Let me read this. Andrew, Judaism, Christianity, Islam are all Semitic religions and written, spoken in Semitic languages. Go search what the name of God in here. I don't give a shit about any religion. I can tell you there's only one way, one truth, and one life, and that is Jesus Christ, my friend. No other God. No Allah. I don't care. No Buddha. No prophet. No saints. Nobody. It's important except for God, the Father, Yahweh, Jehovah, the Creator, the I am, the great I am. That's the only Father. The true religion is the gospel of Jesus Christ. To be a follower of Christ. That is the only true way to the Father. Any other religion, I don't care if they're Jew, if they're Hebrew, I don't care. They will go ahead and be accountable for what they do with God. But we are not Jews. We're not Hebrews. We are Christians. We're adopted into the kingdom of God. And we're not going to get there because we're great people. We're going to get there because Jesus Christ died for our sins. It doesn't mean that we're going to continue to sin. See, there's a rule. You have to keep fighting temptation. You got to keep fighting until the day that we die on this earth. That's how we reach salvation. People that think that just because Jesus died for our sins, that it's okay for us to continue to sin. No, it's not. It is a constant battle. See, Jesus Christ is the branch that we can reach out to be saved. But don't get it twisted. You can lose your salvation. See, many people don't believe that. You can lose your salvation. It depends on how you want to look at it. But in reality, you can lose your salvation. You can always go back to sinning. You can't worship two masters. You can't say you believe in God and then do the opposite of a person that believes in God. So I don't care about Semitics. I don't care about race, a color, and I don't care what you're using. Bottom line, there is only one way, one truth, and one life, and that is Jesus Christ. Nobody else matters. Period. And that's where I'm at. All right? All right. Thank you for your attention in this matter. Signed, Dennis Herrera. Let me see if I can actually show my X account. Let me go down here. Put this right in the middle. Not you. Man, I hate this, man. This is so small on the laptop. Excuse me. All right, let's see. We're going to go. Let's see here. Try to make it a little bit bigger for you guys. It's probably not going to show that good, but let's go ahead and go get into it. We're just going to go ahead and dive into my X account, okay? Because I will get my two subjects out of there on this live. All right, so we lost half of the haters. Now we got 49 people watching. That's pathetic. But you know what? Either way, we're going to continue doing our live. I know. Ban APAC. Nah, no, Charlie. Um, I don't think we should do that. I think we're doing just fine. Pray. Why are you asking the same dumb question? If you pay attention, you wouldn't have to ask it so many times. All right, let's see. Here in my X account, Trump, Kevin Walsh for Fed chair is a home run. Okay. Let's go ahead and start with the Minnesota Border Patrol ICE agents break through car window to make an arrest. Now, this people in the legacy media, man, they just try to get some clickbaits, but we're gonna watch it. We're gonna see what they do.
Back up! Back up! Back up! Back up! Hey! Back up! Hey, put one way or the other. Don't take off. Back up. Pull up the passenger. Back up. Back up. Back up, guys. Back up. We're going to back you on up. For our safety and your safety. You back up. Back up. Stay there.
Now, the one thing I want you to pay attention on this, okay? It's the reason why they bang on the glass. Hi, Janet, how are you? Mike, welcome. MAGA 2028, let's go. Keep it MAGA, baby. Keep it MAGA. The reason why, I want you to pay attention to this. They wouldn't have to break glass if they opened the door. They wouldn't have to drag the guy out of the car if he would have stepped out of the car. They wouldn't have to use force on him, 3 or 4 agents, if he doesn't resist arrest. Let's make that very clear. Second observation on this video I want you to make. It's listen how he cries out shit out of him, which they actually should. But he screams like, you know, he's being tortured and this and that. It wouldn't have to happen if he just cooperated with the ICE agents. Let's be very clear. Very clear. Now, the people that get pushed by ICE agents, they get told, clear the area. Get out of the way. And we're not talking about 5 feet distance. We're talking at least 20 to 25 feet. Get the hell out of the way. Let the agents do what they need to do. It's very simple. It's not hard to understand. So I want you to pay attention to that, okay?
Back up.
See all that?
You're fine. Back up. Back up.
So the agents have to keep telling people to back up because they want to keep recording. Like they don't have a zoom on their lens or something. Like this guy. He's got a zoom lens. He doesn't have to be right up in the face of the people. And look at this. So the guy's over there struggling. He doesn't want to put his hands behind his back. He throws himself on the ground, plays the victim, and then he gets all this interaction from all the people. They're just listening and watching, and they get emotional. See, they wouldn't have to do this if he just cooperates. They don't have to do all this. And watch how he's gonna play dead. He's gonna play dead after this. My friends, you cannot fall for this emotional trap. All right, Robert. Good to see you. We'll talk to you later, my brother. Be blessed. Look, so now he's going to play dead. Just to get the attention of the people. That's how it works. Okay? Now, this is Jürgen Nudit. Trump wants Obama arrested. Trump is now completely mentally ill. The allegations are part of a baseless conspiracy. Listen to this. Baseless conspiracy theory as described by the Wikipedia, an independent media. There is no verified evidence of Obama orchestrated espionage or a coup. The original Russiagate investigations were based on real intelligence reports, false, from the CIA and the FBI that confirmed Russia activity without Obama's direct involvement. Okay. What this guy doesn't understand is that what Obama was doing is he falsifies reports and he tried to change them. Actually, I think he did change it at the end. That's probably why they don't have that. Galbraith's 2025 reports are criticized for not providing new facts and for originating from the Trump administration. What really gets to me is that just because it's a Trump's administration, it doesn't mean that it's a lie. And that's the one thing that pisses me off about the people. You got to be able to make up your own damn mind. We know that Putin said that what he had on the election that he was willing to use was that Hillary Clinton was sick. It was her health. It was her health condition that they were actually threatening to use in the election. You know what? They didn't have to do that because Trump won anyway. But the fact that Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, the FBI then tried to make it look like Putin was working to collude and to infiltrate our voting system so that President Trump was, we are paying attention. We are listening to the same things that everybody else is listening, but we're watching the same things everybody else is watching. The difference is those who are solely dedicated to CNN, MSNBC, ABC, these people, nothing that ever comes out positive towards President Trump is ever any good, nor is it true. So when they put this sort of comments, a lot of the people on the left, oh my God, I knew it. See, that's the truth. This mofo has a German name. Who gives a shit what he says? We don't, this is what I'm talking about. So, as Americans, you have to understand there is a lot of people out there that hate us because they're jealous of how good we are. They're so envious of how great we've become. They don't want us to succeed. Muslim countries, they infiltrate Christian countries to turn them into Muslim countries, but yet the Muslims countries are pieces of shit. They really are. Every single one of them. And you say, oh, well, Qatar. Oh, how about the Arab Emirates? No, that's because they got lucky they got that oil on there. That's all about oil. That's the only thing that they have. This is where they get all their wealth. It has nothing to do with their fake God. A lot of people can get rich of anything if they have a break, if they make the right investments. Anybody can make money. That's not a problem. But there's one thing that these Muslim countries can do. They can do shit against any powerful nation, whether it be China, whether it be Russia, whether it be us in the United States of America. None of those Muslim countries can stop us. Period. Their God is false. Their God is false. Their God is fake. They worship the wrong God. There's only one true God. You guys know. You guys already know. Don't play dumb. Especially those who actually don't even believe in God. They are the first ones to like to come in and comment spirituality. You have heard some text, some scriptures from here, from there, and you think you know everything. You don't know jack squat. Muslim religion, Islam, is a fake religion. Let's get it straight. It's not even, well, it is a religion because they practice this hardly every day, daily. That's why it's a religion. But it's not a true religion. It is specifically a political power move. Political power move is what Islam is. If you don't understand, God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, that is the God, the great I am. That is who I believe in. Am I perfect? Hell no. Not even close. We'll never ever be perfect. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to be a Christian that you can just slap around. No, I am a Christian that believes on defending himself and the family. I am a Christian that believes that we are supposed to tell the truth at all costs. I believe that I can say whatever the hell I want. So as long as my heart is pure. You see, you can get offended because of the way that I talk, and because I'm exhorting you, I'm rebuking you, and I'm scolding you on some things that you're doing wrong according to my faith and my belief. You come into my channel and you hear me talking, and you might disagree with me and might say you're not a Christian. But the fact is, the reason why you are getting offended is because everything that I have said to you is true. 100% true. I'm going to prove it to you. No, truth teller. Allah is not the same God. Nope. Not the same God, my friend. Not the same God. I know. I've said that as well when I was ignorant. But it's not the same God, my friend. Not the same God. You know how I know it's not the same God? Because if it was the same God, they would be teaching that in order for them to go back to the Father is to accept Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior, and they don't. You see that? The Muslims believe that Muhammad, like you can't even say anything bad about Muhammad. They'll stone you to death. They'll beat the crap out of you. But you can say anything nasty about Jesus Christ. Sure, go ahead and use his name in vain. Jesus Christ. They blaspheme on the name of God. That's right, Riley. Islam will conquer Christianity. We will win. We will overthrow you. Blah, ha, ha. Okay, whatever, podcast. Let me tell you something. Again, we are not that kind of Christians. We will kick your ass if you step out of line. And I think that I got some clips on here so that I can wake up my American family and friends. You guys need to stand up. And I want you to pay attention to what this guy just said. And Muslims have been telling us over and over and over, and Christians, those white guilt dumbass Christians, they are still not listening. Why is beyond me. Is beyond me. That's why I can't stop. That's why I got to keep coming on and saying the truth over and over and over again. So, with that being said, this is what the leftists say that is not true, and it's a lie. Breaking, says Donald J. Trump on on Truth Social. It says Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard has just released. How old is this thing? I don't know where they grabbed this from. Has just released, let's see, hundreds of bombshell Russiagate documents proving that Barack Obama personally ordered CIA agents to manufacture false intelligence on President Trump and was actively working with the enemy to undermine and erode Americans' confidence in our democracy and President Trump's landslide 2016 victory. Pizza Guy, oh man, Pizza Guy is here. I am in trouble. This guy, he is my friend, but he hates Trump as well. Pizza Guy, kiss my ass. I love Trump. All right, that's all that matters, Pizza Guy. Anyways, so I remember that President Barack Obama. Now, as much as you want, if people want to defend Barack Obama, let's be honest. Why would he change? Why would he change the whole Russia collusion, blah, 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 all these documents, all these investigations, all these other things that he said he had? Why would he change that? Because that President Donald Trump was going to go ahead and bust him for all the fake documents, all the lies that he had created with the CIA. All right. Now, CIA, F the CIA. I don't trust those guys because when they retire, they go all on record and say, oh, yeah, we lie to the American people all the time. It's part of what the CIA does. Like, are you serious? Just shut up about it, man. Keep it to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand why they do that. But anyways, it says, as Jesse Waters said, whatever happens to these guys is not revenge. It's actually accountability. And I agree 100%. And it is time for people to pay the price. Arrest Barack Obama now. Now, I will say this. The one thing that pissed me off about the Democrats is the hypocrisy that they have. They weaponize the government. Every governor, senator, anybody, attorney generals from every blue state and city, all of these people weaponize their position in the government to go after Trump. Not just after Trump, but after his whole family. Oh man, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you something. Only the beast, and this is for you, pizza guys, since you say you're Christian. Only Satan goes around tearing people down because of their past. Let me tell you something. When Jesus Christ died for our sins, he didn't say, oh, I'm going to die for Dennis's sins. You see, he died for everybody's sin. And whether you and I like it or not, When people say, I repent and I accept Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior, we are to give them a free slate. We just start at zero. Just new slate, right there. Everything is back to zero. Nothing that he has ever done, whether it was a bad deals, whether it was good deal, none of those things matter. Whether he cheated on his wife, it doesn't matter. Whether he was a great father or not, it doesn't matter. When we are renewed by the Spirit, when we are forgiven of our sins, we have a clean slate. Clean slate. But the devil likes to use all of our faults, all of our negative experiences, all of our mistakes in life, and they like to throw it over and over. So a lot of people, when they defend themselves and they do the same, is because they have to defend themselves. You see, it's a difference when somebody has to use the past to defend themselves from somebody using the past on them. So that's where I'm at. Why did Trump arrest Don Lemon and fail to protect Americans against tyrannical ICE? Well, because ICE is not tyrannical and they are lawfully arresting illegal criminal aliens. Jesus should stood up to the Pharisees and he would stand up to the IDF too. No, he wouldn't. He was against Israel being a nation. No, he wasn't. I don't understand where people get. I don't know what Bible you're reading, bro. But that's not what the Bible says. Jesus says, do as they tell you. But don't do as they do, for they do not know what they do, or they don't practice what they preach. That doesn't mean he condemns them. He's still telling you that they are telling you the truth. They are still teaching the law of God, the law of Moses. They are still teaching you the scriptures. They're still teaching you the right way of being. Now, whether they do it themselves or not, it is irrelevant. See, they will lose their souls. But everybody else that believes and listens to the word of God will be saved. So if they listen. So why does God punish leaders in the church for making other people stumble and lose their faith? It is worse for them, says the Bible. But God also has made a promise. Oh, my people of Israel, if you will call on to me, if you will repent from your evil ways, and you call on to me, I will answer. See, Israel is not condemned to hell. Are there going to be a lot of Jews going to hell? Probably. Most likely. A lot of people are going to hell. And let me tell you that the number of people being saved is so small. It is scary. I am hoping that what we have learned in life is wrong, because that means a lot of people, a lot more than anything, is going to hell. So I am really hoping that Jesus Christ, in God's mercy and grace, is a lot bigger than I think, because a lot of people are going to pay the price for that. All right, let me go ahead and move on. I don't care about this guy. Where is my, let me go back to my homepage here. All right, and let's see. Agitadores con antecedentes criminales en Minnesota. All right, let's take a look. So just so you know, this is going to be in Spanish because I got that from the news here in Honduras. You guys can actually look at this. It's called La Voz right there. You can see the title on the video. And you can actually, thanks for subscribing there, buddy. Appreciate you. Pizza Guy, by the way, thank you for the super chat, my man. Love you, brother. Thanks for your support, my man. All right, let's take a listen to this.
Varios agitadores con antecedentes criminales fueron arrestados tras protagonizar disturbios frente a uno de los hoteles donde creían que se hospedaba el comandante de la patrulla fronteriza, Gregory Bovino.
Okay, so what she's saying is that a lot of the agitators that were protesting ICE agents As Pizza Guy says, they are over there being tyrannical ICE. These guys actually are criminals, illegal immigrant criminals. They're going out there and protesting at hotels where they think that ICE agents are in.
Uno de los detenidos incluso promueve en redes sociales el lema interrumpir, perturbar, resistir, reflejando una...
All these guys that you see on here, they are the ones that are promoting the hate and the violence against agents, ICE agents, and they themselves are criminals. So who defends criminals? Criminals.
Una postura abiertamente confrontativa. La protesta realizada en el Spring Hill Suites de Maple Grove dejó de ser pacífica cuando los participantes comenzaron a dañar la propiedad privada y a lanzar objetos contra los oficiales. La policía declaró la reunión como asamblea ilegal y ordenó la dispersión. Varios...
I want you to notice there's white people, there's Asian, there's black, there's females, there's men. It doesn't matter. It's not a racist thing. Everybody, either they have evil or they have good in their heart. Pizza Guy, you left another one? I don't see the... Let me see. Yeah, no, I think that's the same one. My bad, brother. I think it's the same one. But I addressed your question. And I really believe that that God, by the way, it is God who keeps protecting Israel. It is God who keeps giving Israel strength and wisdom to defend themselves. This is how I know that Jesus would not be against Israel, because God is still protecting Israel. But these guys, these agitators, these are the supposed to be peaceful protesters, but they're out there destroying buildings. She says that they're no longer peaceful because they're out there breaking windows. They're disrupting the peace. That's not peacefully protesting, right? Not at all. Not at all.
Individuos fueron detenidos al negarse a obedecer, un episodio que subraya los crecientes desafíos de seguridad que enfrentan las autoridades ante grupos radicalizados.
All of them were
Siguiendo
arrested.
ahí en Minnesota.
No. All of them were arrested, by the way. All right, good. And let's see. This is just one of my shorts, but we're going to go ahead and play the actual video from where I got this from. Melania came to this country illegally. That's not true. God actually wrote in Revelations 9 that Israel shouldn't exist. It's a racist country that was formed on genocide. No, it doesn't. And I want you to give me the scripture on that, because it doesn't say that. It does not speak about Israel like that. So I don't know, again, I don't know what Bible you're reading, brother, but that is not the Bible that I read. All right, let's go ahead and listen to this. I think she's a Muslim girl here, speaking. It says, Representative Ilhan Omar was just attacked at a town hall in Minneapolis when the president...
During a town hall that
let me pause her so she can stop talking. When the president, where does he go? Calls a congresswoman garbage. He puts a target on her back. Shut the hell up. That's what you guys been doing. That's what Democrats have been doing against every single Trump supporter. You see what I'm saying? Like everything that they blame us for, they are actually doing themselves. You see how they try to play the script? But we're not stupid. We already know what's happening. So when they come up with lies like this, we just don't fall for it. We don't fall for it, period. So she says, but she didn't run. She wiped her face and finished the speech. We stand with her. One, I don't think she wiped her face at all, because that water didn't land on her face. That's a lie. That landed on her chest. And I can tell because I was looking at this thing in slow motion and I saw the water landing on her chest. You think if the guy wanted to put some liquid on her, you think he would have just aimed at the chest? No, he would have tried to throw that on her face. But anyways, this is the little stunt that they are trying to pull. And I love the picture that they made of her, like this courageous, Somali strong woman fighting. Shut up. Can't fool us. Mr. Mikey, welcome. Welcome to the House of Pain. Welcome to the House of Pain. All right, let's take a listen to these noble Democrat Muslim.
Just in during a town hall that Rep. Ilhan Omar was hosting, a man lunged at her and sprayed some unknown liquid. And this is not a one-off incident. This is a result of the hate-filled rhetoric that our president has been
apple cider vinegar, by the way,
using against her own lawmakers and elected officials.
Ilhan Omar is garbage. She's garbage.
She is garbage.
Her friends are garbage.
Her friends are garbage.
Something like calling a woman garbage, by the way, is not personal. It is used as justification for attacks like this. And Ilhan's response, by the way.
Yeah, because fascists and Nazis, the Gestapo, yeah, those are pretty natural things. Now, before we get into her defensive, Ilhan Omar, she's such a hero. Let me tell you what this hero says. And every single one of the leftist loony Democrats that are out there still pretending to be Democrats, they should all just come to our side, to the truth, and continue to fight the country. Forget about Obama. I don't care about Obama. I care about what we have here today. Jodine, thank you for the laughing.
We'll stay resilient in the face of whatever they might throw at us.
Was the best part.
That was the best part. Whatever they might throw at us. Go ahead.
Wiped herself off of this unknown liquid, continued her town hall, and that is a testament of true leadership that our country should be looking and paying attention to. We all should be standing with Rep. Ilhan Omar.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Here's some more pictures of this guy. Hold on. Shit. Hold on. Oh man, I lost it. Doggone it. That was good. Hold on. Oh my goodness. That's some BS. All right. So I want you to just dissect this video right now. Okay. Okay. So they're looking at Ilhan Omar as a hero as of right now. Okay. Stage is focused. I try not to use the F word, guys. Okay. Just so you understand. Okay, if I say shit, it means the same as poop. And so if I can say poop, I can say shit. If you can say doggone it, then I can say god dang it, right? If you can say, any other word, the F word is too far for me. So I try not to use it, okay? I'm not saying I never use it because some people just piss me off just enough. What's up, Irog? Catracho for life, my friend. Always be a catracho. But yes, I am Honduran. In Honduras, by the way. So don't even start saying that I'm going to get deported with my accent. Ilhan Omar, and she's going over there. And she's just like, oh my God, I've been assaulted. By the way, you know what? Let me play I don't know if it shows it that good. I know I looked up a little bit too high, but up, But I want you to watch this. Let's see if it shows it.
Are so desperate to actually have a hero. President Donald Trump got shot with a sniper. Took a piece of his ear off. Unfortunately, somebody behind him got killed. Tried to pull a stunt just as dangerous, except they used a water pistol. You can't make this up. Check this video out.
ICE cannot be reformed. It cannot be rehabilitated. We must abolish ICE for good. and DHS Secretary Kristi Noem must resign or face impeachment.
Right there, nothing on her face. It all landed on her shirt. So that they say that she wiped her face, that's a lie. Such a horrible actor. Such a horrible actor. By the way, he still has some liquid left on the syringe. It was not a pistol, what a pistol. It was a syringe. But he still has some left. And he was trying to make a point. He would have put the rest of that. Sweetheart, good afternoon. Oh, she's already beating me to it. Yeah, here comes the salad dressing. All right, but that's not the best part. The best part you guys are missing is this. And I want you to please listen to Están chingados de la mente. That, hey, man, it's true. But listen, I want you to pay attention to this. Remember when I said that everything that they accuse us of, okay, they are doing, okay? They're always projecting. Now, I'm going to prove it to you because, you know, a lot of people on the left side, when they come in here, they're like, this guy don't know what the hell he's talking about. I'm going to prove it to you right now. I'm going to prove it to you right now. Let me ask you something. Let me ask you something before we go into proving the point. For all of you who stand on the left, especially Pizza Guy, if he's still here, do you believe that ICE agents, when they get thrown out, do you think that is wrong for ICE agents to go push them? Arrest do that. Now, they're federal agents, law enforcement, federal agents, clear, federal agents, okay? Do you think that it's illegal for federal agents to go after them when they get hit? Guilty of all the fraud that you think that she's a hero for. You'll see, and you'll see. You're gonna come back and be like, "Damn, Dennis, you were right about everything. I can't believe it. I am back with MAGA." Don't worry, Pizza Guy. There will always be a place for you in our family. Right now, you're just the black sheep of the family. Well, like, I guess you are pretty dark, but that's not what I mean by the black sheep of the family. All right. All right. So here we go. So you don't have to really answer because I already know the answer. The answer is no. ICE agents, law enforcement agents, they should be arresting every single one of them. Okay. Now, let me look up some information on here. See if I can get some in here. Let me see. Let's see. Man who attacked Ilhan Omar. I want to know what happened. Got arrested. Let's see. I don't know where you got that, Pizza Guy. I don't know, man. He has a lot of failure businesses for sure, but I don't know that you're really you're stretching out there, bro. You're stretching. Let me see. Check this out. Man faces federal assault charge in attack against Rep Ilhan Omar. Isn't that amazing? So, so, so ICE agents, federal law enforcement, they get piss thrown at them. They get rocks thrown at them. They get their vehicles stolen, broken into, damaged. They can do all of this to federal law enforcement agents. And somebody throws vinegar, apple cider vinegar, on Ilhan Omar's shirt, which, by the way, the video doesn't show that I show you there, but she have. I wish she would have. But you know what? I think that was all fake. And by the way, I would love for you to go and watch down. The guy doesn't fight. The guy doesn't fight. Let me see if I have it here. Let me see if we can play with this. Let me see if we can play with this. Man, I got so many clips that I got to put together for you guys. Some of you guys that have my personal phone have received some pictures and some short videos from me. All right, pizza guy. Let's see. Hey, I called my senator last week, Tommy Tuberville, and I told him how is going to what? How is going to let Americans be murdered in the street? He voted against the awful GOP funding bill. Proof that people's. Thank you for the super, brother. I appreciate your support. Bill didn't pass. The bill is still going to get billions of dollars in fundings. And the reason for that is because you have to understand this, pizza guy. The Constitution of the United States of America, you have to uphold it. Every single state letting federal government take care of immigration and border security. So no senator, no mayor, no governor for any of the states can tell federal ICE agents to stop enforcing the federal law. See, that law belongs specifically to the federal government, nothing state. States have no jurisdiction over federal law, and every single state has signed and agreed to allow federal law to be enforced by the federal government. Thus, in the name, federal law, not state law, is federal. Okay? So that's where you get it wrong. And it makes sense, if Democrat or people that are just that have no common sense, that they're just using their emotional feelings and thoughts to put people in office, yeah, that's our fault. That's our responsibility. We are voting these people in, and they're not even qualified to be in. That is the big problem. So I don't care about blue or red. I don't care about Democrat, Republican. I want you to understand that, okay? Now, when I run for governor in Washington State, I will run as Republican. I got to pick a side. I'm not going to play dumb and think that I'm independent. No, I need to make sure that I also have an association to a big party. You say, well, why don't you use the Democratic Party? Well, that's because I don't believe the Democratic Party exists anymore. You see, I believe the Democratic Party has been destroyed. It has been destroyed by socialist, Marxist, communists. How do I know that? That is exactly how they're treating our country. See, they're trying to go and try to destroy the opposition. What we want is fairness. We want justice. We want things to be right. But Democrats, the fake Democrats, they want to destroy us. They don't want it to be a Republican Party out there. They just want us destroyed. That's what communists do. That's what Venezuela did. That's what Mexico did. That's what Nicaragua did. That's what Cuba did. That's what Russia and China and all these mofos are doing. It is what they do. Thank you for the super, the cutting edge, my brother. Look for the business of Ilhan Omar in California. Benny Johnson had a video about her. I watched it. Let me tell you, I don't know if I trust everything Vinny puts out there. Okay, Pizza Guy, I see your little comment there. Even though you didn't super chat, I still see you, brother. I believe that they are. Trump is not a socialist, Marxist, communist, bro. Not at all. Not at all. Thanks for the super, by the way. He is not a communist, Marxist, socialist, brother. You know, he allowed Mandani to do what he's going to do in New York because he knows that he's going to fail. And you know what Trump likes to be? He likes to be a hero. You see, the difference between Barack Obama and President Donald Trump, let me tell you what the big difference is now that they both have been presidents for 2 terms. Okay, well, President Trump still in the 2nd term. But Barack Obama did a mic drop saying this. Now, he thought it was pretty smart He thought it was pretty funny. I thought it was very incriminating. So he says, Donald J. Trump says that I am going to go down as the worst president in American history. Now, right off the bat, you can say, oh, I think it's funny. But I would have been like, wait a minute. I am not going to go down as the worst president in history. I'm going to go down as the best president in American history. But you know what he did? Well, Donald J. Trump, at least I will go down as a president. Mic drop, he says. Ha 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 ha, said all the Democrat lunatics. Everybody laughed, and I thought to myself, did he just admit that he's the worst president in American history? And now watch this. Hi, Trump. President Donald J. Trump's granddaughter asked him. She said to him, he said, Grandpa, he says, I would ask you what would be the best achievement that you can accomplish in your life. And well, you are already president. So what would be the next? And he said, I want to be the best president ever in American history. And that, my friends, it is the difference between Barack Obama and President Donald J. Trump. Whether people want to accuse him of many things, I'm going to tell you something. That right there, that is exactly who he is. You know why he is the president of peace? But you know what the difference is? We want to be the center of attention doing something good. Like I will enjoy that I am able to do that for people. That's the attention that I want. I want people to be like, man, Dennis been feeding a lot of people. Man, Dennis is fighting for his state. Man, Dennis is always telling the truth. Man, Dennis is on vacation and yet he's over here working on YouTube. Man, Dennis is doing, man, Dennis, I want to hear all that. So I know that President Donald Trump wants the same thing. It's who we are as Geminis. You guys know this. That's who we are. But we're not the kind of people that says we're going to do and cheat and do all these things so that we look good. No, President Donald Trump is the only president I have ever seen in my life hugging the American flag and kissing it like a baby at a candy store. It brings tears to my eyes. I love it. Pizza Guy says, why does Trump ally with the Russians? Have you ever heard of the saying, keep your friends close, but your enemies closer? You have to investigate and try to break down what that means. Let's see, why did Trump give money to billionaires? If billionaires lose their money, there will be no billionaires to help the rest of the working class that cannot be billionaires because they don't like to invest or they don't have the brains or the capacity to go out there and get it done. Why does Trump destroy the economy? I think the economy is doing easy. Just blue states, blue cities, of course we don't see that much, but yet, even in Washington State, the last time I fueled over there was $3.29 a gallon. And under Biden, it was up to $5.64. $5.64 to 69 cents. It was over $5. So to see it under $3 on a state that keeps raising taxes, raising regulations, and they're adding all these other doing business taxes and all these fees, that is pretty damn good, my friend. We're doing good. Why is Trump a racist? He is the only person, only president of any politician in government that has never owned a slave in his family. Think about that. He is the only president, well, not the only, but President Donald Trump has been the only president, Barack Obama wasn't, the only president that has actually helped the black community. He's the only one that has helped the homeless. He's the only one that has tried to vouch for the homeless to be able to get a place to stay on a very cold winter in New York. President Donald Trump is the only one that has given praises to all the Hispanic businesses. all the entrepreneurs, all the people that follow the law, all the migrants that have given so much into this country, but that have given it legally. They didn't come here illegally. See, President Donald Trump loves immigrants. Of course, he loves migrants. He loves all of them. But he doesn't want them to be here illegally. And that is a very big key that everybody should acknowledge and know. What else we got in there? Do you have one more thing in there? Let's see. Why does Trump extort a Nobel Peace Prize? So many questions, says the pizza guy. He wants some answers. Well, first of all, I think that this is just me. I think that President Donald Trump should have never accepted the Nobel Peace Prize. That's just me. I think he shouldn't have accepted it. I think he should have been like, hey, listen, I want this very much because I feel like I have earned it, but that's not the rules. You can't just pass it down to the person. What's the word? As legitimate as she is, the Nobel Peace Prize winner, as legitimate as she cannot just hand it down to somebody who she knows should have it. Even though I know that, even though I believe that she has the credibility, that's the word I was looking for, the credibility to acknowledge that President Donald Trump should be the Nobel Peace Prize winner, okay? Even though I believe that, I believe also that President Trump should have never taken that prize because it doesn't mean shit anymore. I'm sorry. It just doesn't. Okay, but that's just my opinion. You don't have to go with my opinion, okay? All right. I hope that makes sense. I hope that I'm clearing some of the air out here, okay? All right, let's the one in Spanish. We watched my role there. We watched that one. Here is the Democrat part. Go ahead, and I want to make a couple of more points on his agents. Have been rioting, have been disturbing the peace. Police officers who are supposed to protect citizens in their cities are not enforcing the noise laws. They haven't enforced the peacefully protesting. They haven't stopped any riots. They haven't been involved, and I'm talking about blue cities and states, okay? They haven't done jack squat to protect the law-abiding American citizens and residents in their cities and states. They have been allowing this criminal domestic terrorists, because they're no longer protesters, they are out there destroying our cities and sometimes our whole states. And we cannot stand for that, okay? With that being said, okay, some people have been arrested, but many people have gotten away with violence. Now, watch this. If you think that they are Americans and that we are not, you are part of the problem. Your rights don't trump my rights. And I will say this every single time. Your American rights don't trump somebody else's American rights. You understand? All right. Now I want you to watch this video. Let's go ahead and take a listen to Benny. Let's give him one more view here. All right. Let's go.
I, for one, will not be emotionally manipulated or blackmailed or gaslit by the left in this moment into thinking that they actually care at all when Americans lose their lives tragically. Because they didn't care when Charlie Kirk was shot in the neck on a live stream. They laughed in the faces of all of Charlie's friends, supporters, his widow, his orphaned children. They celebrated like demons online.
Charlie Kirk just got shot in the neck. Hey, ooh, ah.
My deepest condolences.
Charlie Kirk was a big advocate for the Second Amendment. It worked out well for him.
Charlie on the House floor. Ilhan Omar did this.
And we should hopefully move on and forget the hate that he spewed every single day.
So no,
I appreciate you. Do everything myself. I'm a one-man show here. And yeah, for those who think that I'm over here begging, come on. All right. This is what I do for a living, whether you like it or not. I know Pizza Guy, he doesn't like anything I say. He is against me 100%, but I love this brother. First of all, and most importantly, he made time to sit down with me. We share some food together. It was amazing. I loved it. And I have my utmost respect for him because that son of a gun is such a hard worker. He does know how the hell he drives. I have mad respect for truckers. Just so you guys know, Pizza Guy is not a little guy. That motherfucker, we think like almost 100% differently. But he's not a violent guy and he believes what he believes, but he's an American. And you have to understand, we should be able to have to, to disagree with everything, but we should still love each other enough to not fight each other. There's nothing wrong with him having his point of view, even though I believe he's 100% wrong, and he believes I'm 100% wrong. It doesn't matter. I respect him. Just look at him with the super chats. He told me I'm always going to support your channel, bro, because he said I like you, and I do the same thing. I appreciate him and I like him as well. But I'm going to tell you something. That is exactly how we should be. We should not be looking like, when you go to a football game and I'm wearing my Seahawks jersey and you're wearing a 49ers jersey or a Jets jersey or whatever Raiders jersey, we should be able to sit there and just crack jokes at each other. We should be able to make fun of each other, and we should be able to accept it and take it and be happy. It's the American way. I should be able to talk shit to Pizza Guy. He's allowed to talk shit to me. Period. Because I can tell you that if we get together in a room, at the end of the day, we are both Americans. It's as simple as that. Now, with that being said, that's my disclosure. This guy is 100% against me on everything that I say on my channel, but he is, I consider, a good friend to me, okay? I hope that you guys learned the lesson as well. Laugh Aloud says Pizza Guy. Republicans are in a MAGA death cult. Charlie Kirk was a horrible person, but Tyler Robinson was still, why is this chat going up? Was still arrested. MAGA are absolutely nuts and disgusting. This guy, you're crazy, man. You're crazy. So we arrested Tyler Robinson, yes, because he had a sniper and he was on the roof and he's guilty. Of course he's going to get arrested. Let's see. What else you got in there? Did Trump arrest Jonathan Ross? I don't remember who that is. No, he arrested Don Lemon illegally. Well, my friend, when we have an act that we have the right freedom of religion, he cannot go in to a church or a mosque inside and incite violence. And unfortunately, so that he can get his little story, that's exactly what he did. He partook on that activity. Bus chat. So he is the stream bus chat. And with that, my friends, comes great celebrations. I want you guys to enjoy the boss chat. This is for Pizza Guy, not for none of you guys conservatives, none of you who love the Dennis Herrera show. This is just for the Pizza Guy. But you know what? You can still enjoy it, my friends. The big boss. He's the jefe, el patron of the stream chat. Wishing me well here in Honduras. Does that mean that you believe me now that I am an American citizen with a legal, legitimate American passport? I hope it does. All right, let's see. Pizza guy says, Stanley, you will be salty this November when we take the House and the Senate. I'll tell you what, and I am not joking. Well, if I become the governor in Washington State, obviously I'll stay here. But if I don't become the Washington State governor, I am moving out of the states. Not completely. I'm going to a territory. Who knows? Maybe I'll move here to Honduras. I'm loving it here. I like it. Zuzu, you're El Panzon. That is true, my friend. But I got some news. Now, I'm not going to give names because it's not sponsored, but maybe one day it will be sponsored. I am going to drink a brand of a mushroom coffee. Okay? There's a few out there. I'm just not going to tell you which one. And there is some oil pills that I'm going to take. Okay, I can tell you what they are. They are oregano oil and black seeds. I don't know what the hell that's called. But I'm going to be doing a new diet when I get back to the States. Now, I already ordered it. It should be at home by the time I get back. And I am going to do my New Year's resolution starting as soon as I get back home. And that's going to be getting back to my sit-ups, getting back to my push-ups, getting, you know what, I will either get a membership to the gym again, or I'm going to buy these weights where you can just change the amount of weight that you can put on there. And I'll probably be working out as we're doing our live so that I can, just boom, just exercise as we're talking, do some curls, you know what I'm saying? Do some tricep exercises, things like that. But yes, I do know that I have to start doing that myself. Pizza guy is not moving from Alabama. I'm just going to keep voting blue. I got to go have a talk with your mom and your sister. And my mom voted blue for 12 years, and everyone said she was wasting her time voting. Well, look what happened during Biden's administration. Did you not see anything wrong with Biden's administration? Look what we have. What happened now? Well, tell me, like honestly, I don't understand this. Your argument here, my friend, it's you're okay with open borders with everybody. McDonald's, I'm gonna tell you something. I've been eating all kinds of food. Okay, before I go back to pizza guy, I've been eating some chicken from Popeyes, Power Chicken. Where else have I eaten here? There's some restaurants that you guys will probably never have, but I've eaten banana chips with chicken feet, some yuca with pork rind, sauce that they make on there with some parmesan. I try not to eat too many tomatoes because hard-boiled eggs. Then there's fried pastelitos, pizza. You will be fat. Let's see. Okay, he made a comment about Biden's administration. Let's take a look. Biden be drunk today, bro. Our borders have always been the same. Obama deported more people. Biden opened the borders to stop racism. What is that? How did guys, you see that? I love the guy. But damn it, racist MAGA, but well, I'm MAGA, but I'm not racist. I am actually an actual migrant. You were born here. See, I was a migrant here to the United States. Well, over there, I'm in Honduras now. But I was a migrant into the country of the United States of America. And I became a resident. I followed the law. I respected the law. And then I became an American citizen. It was President Donald Trump who said, welcome to American citizenship. Let's see. Ron says, Dennis Baleara, also your stream is breaking up. It's guys, I'm in Honduras internet. All right, there is one thing. You guys keep throwing me all over the place, but there is one. I got to readjust. Hey, my ass is asleep, just so you guys know. In case you were wondering, my face changes sometimes. Let's see. I would rather pay 30. I don't. Yes, but elasticity. Kind of the flavors. What's the Mexican place called? Well, Mexican restaurants, they do. They grab the big tortillas, they steam them so that they get all soft. The flavor of the flour, it's on a little bit on the bready side, like sweet bready side. And it's made with beans, like Parmesan cheese, but dry cheese. And you can add eggs, avocado, meat, whatever. You can make it into whatever you want. But the baleada is just beans and cheese in a flour tortilla. And it tastes so good to me, okay? Not everybody, well, everybody loves them, but I'm sure somebody out there is not gonna like that. So here we go at the MAGA people, at the supporters, okay? Because that's a whole different thing. You don't want to be insulting people in here, and I can't defend you when they go off on you, okay? Just saying, just saying. All right, let's go ahead, Benny, Beanie. Go ahead. What else you have to say on that?
Believe you when you say you care about Americans getting hurt or shot. I'm not going to believe you because you did this to Trump too. You wished that the shooter of President Trump, his assassin, had better aim.
Don't miss Trump next time.
You made up conspiracy theory that Trump didn't actually get shot in the head.
Yep.
You said that Ashley Babbitt deserved it when Ashley Babbitt was killed in cold blood without warning. She wasn't armed. She was a peaceful protester by every definition, and she was shot dead by a federal agent. You celebrated that, man. You gave him a special on CBS and celebrated Michael Byrd. You lionized and celebrated Luigi Mangione. And you've said nothing about the tens of thousands of Americans who have been killed by criminal aliens. You didn't mourn Irina Zastruka. You wouldn't even be able to pronounce her name. You have nothing to say about this, right? Or put in ICE custody. They're killed. They're dead. And nonetheless, leftists don't see any problem in celebrating these murders, but they want you to sit there and cower and mourn and feel sorry for yourself. I won't do it. Every American death is a tragedy. I want my fellow countrymen to live in peace, but I got to tell you, I'm not going to buy in to the emotional blackmail on this. You're a communist death cult, and we see you.
There you go. That's what I've been saying, man. Now, you don't believe him? Here you go.
Hey, stop.
Let's look.
Wait, let them go. Drive the car.
Leave it up. No.
Y'all just let him leave. It's not working. Hey, stop.
I want you to understand, the only reason why they're attacking him is because they think that these people in the car are MAGA. And that's what I'm telling you, pizza guy. You know I love you, brother. But you have to understand that that is exactly the rhetoric that they're preaching. The Democratic side, they're preaching all this hate. You don't see Republicans going out there and breaking windows of businesses that are Democrats. You don't see election sticker on their car. We don't do that. It's just what I was telling you. Like, we can stand with different jerseys of different football teams, and we should be able to get along. I should be able to support President Trump, and you should be able to support whoever the hell you want to support without us fighting each other. You just can't hide it. You got to be able to see it. Look at that.
Hey, stop.
Let's look.
Wait, let them go. Drive the car.
See that? And then they wonder why they take off and they run these idiots down.
Leave it up. No.
Y'all just let him leave. It's not working. Hey, stop.
Hey, let him out.
You see all the damage that they did to those people in the car because they didn't want to run somebody over in the front? That's the far left extremist. Remember this guy?
Jay, you thought it was a good idea.
This guy was standing up against Islamist well, I don't call them terrorists, but Islamist extremists. This is the guy that was standing up against the Muslim mayor that told him to get the hell out of his city, when this is the United States of the frickin' America. This belongs to the American people. And this Muslim jackass, because he got put as a mayor thanks to all the migrants that they brought from their country, American people are paying the price for it. I'm not going to stand for that. Hell no. I stand with the American people. And I'm going to tell you, I'd rather have Trump look like the bad guy taking care of business, because if we go on the streets, all hell is going to break loose. And we don't want that. This is the leftist Democrats that you, pizza guy, and your family vote for. This is who you vote for. And they have the nerves to bitch and complain about ICE agents. But ICE agents are actually defending themselves. ICE don't. Their rights don't trump other people's rights. This is exactly what I'm talking about. You keep voting for this to go to war? Is that what you're saying? Because I don't see a logic to voting for idiots that promote this type of behavior. And they made a big fuss about January 6th, calling all Trumpsters, all MAGA, racists, Nazis, bigots, etc. And look at these mofos right here. What do you think they're doing to this one American, not even a MAGA guy, an American guy, a Christian man that believes in standing up for his rights as an American citizen? This is what the Democrats do. Where's the police protecting the citizens? They are literally a lynching mob. They beat the crap out of this guy. The guy's bleeding. This is what the Democrats that you... Look what your people is doing. Kevin, you're off my channel. Spend money on my girlfriend in Chicago. Oh, whoa. Is that a girlfriend or a call girl? MAGA has failed and Trump is ruining the country. God bless everyone here. That is America and we have rights. Amen to that, bro. Hey, have a good one, man. Have a good time. I hope it's a real girlfriend and not just a paid, you know. You know what I'm talking about. All right, man. Peace out. Thanks for stopping by, brother. Crazy ass pizza guy. Crazy. And that's crazy that, you know what, I'm not going to stand here and allow people to be okay with violence. I'm going to tell you something. If somebody is defending themselves and they become violent, I get it. But not violence against other law-abiding citizens. You can talk and yell at each other all you want, but the moment that you start doing this crazy-ass shit, no. I'm not for that. Now watch this, guys. There's a guy, he's wearing an American flag, and look at this mob against Democrats. They say we are the evil racist ones, the fascists and the bigots and blah, blah, blah. Watch what they do. Look at that. That looks like an Indian man to me, or maybe Middle Eastern. But look how they're treating him. Why is it? Why does he have to take it off? What happened to his freedom of expression? They're doing. See, that's why they say that we are destroying their freedom of speech. That's why they say we are destroying their freedom of religion. That's why they say that we're destroying all this. But that's what they are doing. They defend gays, but they don't defend heterosexual people. It's them versus us. Very simple with us, but you cannot stand with these crazy ass people. I have no mercy when they get the shit beat out of them. Because look at people's mentalities. They are crazy. And the local police doesn't do shit about this. It's almost like the citizens are actually, they're having to defend themselves because the police won't do it. I want mayors and governors to be held accountable for this behavior. Should not be tolerated.
Take it off and you won't get hurt.
You see that? Take it off and you won't get hurt. Listen to these cowards.
Take it off.
Look at that. Freedom. Take it off. Why? Freedom.
Take it off. He gave you a chance. There you go. I got you. You're good.
Get your this country. It doesn't belong to some Americans. It belongs to all Americans. You see why I'm against you guys? On the left side, you libtards get no mercy from me. Not cool. What did you think you were going to get in Minneapolis? I hope the National Guard comes in here and kicks their ass. They have to maintain order. All of these guys right here, I would be arresting if I was the governor on this state. He's a Nazi. That's an Indian man. He's a Nazi? Are you seriously? Are you seriously calling him a Nazi? You dumbass, retarded white people out there with this white guilt. You guys make me sick. Well, you know, let's take a listen to the governor. Let's see. The governor is going to put him in their place. Let's take a listen to him.
Quinn, Gus, I, and take them around. Many people out here not angry with us, so thank you. But just to say, these are the moments for people to stand up. These are the moments that are not the easy ones, but these are the moments where character comes out. I am receiving notes from around the world. People identifying, and there's a lot of people saying, okay, I was sleeping on Minnesota. And I think what you've done and what our neighbors are going through to see this, and I oftentimes told this story, I served on the China...
He praises them, and listen to what he says. He actually served with China. Listen to this.
Commission in Congress. When we speak up and call out your government, is it bad? And they said, well, in the short run it's bad because they torture us. But if you don't speak up, they will torture us and forget about us.
No, we're not ashamed of being American. See, being American is one thing. Being morons, leftists, socialists, communists, Marxists, that's not American. That's a whole new ideology. To be an American, it's a whole different ballgame. We stand for right. People are truly not American. And I can probably bet you that most of these people out there, some of them are citizens, and most of them are probably retarded or are mentally ill. But I can tell you the majority of them, they are illegal.
And the idea is right now is we have to be speaking up. We have to call it out. They are, you are doing...
I'm in Honduras, Chris, and when I get back to the States, I want to tell you, shut the hell up.
Doing everything, and our neighbors are doing everything. And I can't stress enough on this. We're winning it because we're doing it with Minnesota grit, Minnesota humor, Minnesota decency.
Jonna, I hear you, man. I see you.
Oftentimes talk about this, and I know people are discussing this a lot. I spent a lot of time with John Lewis on nonviolent resistance. The resistance matters. We're not telling people to be silent, but we're not telling people to go out and cause problems. We're going to cause good trouble.
He's a pussy. He's telling them all that because he knows that they're violent. He's just protecting himself. He's just protecting himself. All right, I want to touch up on something from a while back, and this is actually on Greenland. Now, I want you to listen to some of the arguments that that people were making about Greenland, and well, I want you to listen to this. She says what she's going to say, but this is my title on this post, and I'm sorry I didn't get to share it the last few days that I've been on live. Greenlanders say they don't care about money, and yet they love everything that's very smart, probably a Democratic leftist leaning person.
So I think Trump doesn't know about Greenlandic people. Actually, you cannot.
So how does she know about Kardashian boobs? I don't know what kind of show she's been watching. I don't know who told her what Americans are all about, but she's wearing makeup like Americans do. She got her eyelashes done like Americans do. I don't know what she's talking about, but let's go ahead and listen to her, this girl.
Even own land in Greenland. You can get an allotment for your house and then you own the house on top of the land. But Greenlanders don't believe in the land is for one person, is for everyone. It's a big miscalculation that he thinks that Greenlanders would be incited by cash or something like that. We're not. And even if you were to say like $100,000 per person or something like that, we wouldn't give up free health care. We wouldn't give up free education.
Free health care is not free. Free education is not free.
We wouldn't give up being a part of Europe.
Being part of Europe, protection, okay, they don't mean shit compared to us, but okay.
We wouldn't give up on our sovereignty. We're very.
If they become a territory of the United States of America, they still have their sovereignty.
Sovereign people within the Kingdom of Denmark. We're autonomous right now.
I like how they say we're within the Kingdom of Denmark. You know, Denmark is actually not the Greenlanders, right? There's another government that is taking them over, so to speak. So everything she says against the United States of America, they already accepting from Denmark. It just doesn't make sense to me, this argument.
We do not want to be rich like the Americans are. See how greedy they are.
They don't want to be rich like Americans are. Apparently, all of us are rich. I don't know about you, but I'm not rich.
Trying to shoot their friends or invade their friends just for greed. And we know that there's minerals and oils possibly in our underground, and that's worth so much more even than that. But even if we didn't have that, we would still not be bought.
So they have told them, I know that we already had a deal and stuff, but they have told the Greenlanders that we were there to steal their minerals and whatever else we have in there. But nobody actually told them about our defensive strategy that we're trying to accomplish on here or any of that. Of course they won't. They're always going to try to make us look like the evil country that we are not. But that's what they want us to look like to the world so that they can make us fight each other and weaken us so that they can take over the world. I know that sounds stupid and corny, but it's true.
Everyone here knows about the Inuit in Alaska and all of the native tribes, Indians, American Indians who are there. Their land was taken from them and they haven't been treated that well in America. And we know that Trump is very much surrounding himself, at least with the white power people. And we are not white, as you can see. We are
white power. This person just became racist in 2 seconds.
Of color, and so we know our rights probably would be taken away, and we also know that we're very good as we are together with Denmark. As mentioned before, we have free healthcare, we have free study. Whatever you want to study, you can do that for free, and actually government will give you money to study.
So they don't care about money, but they take money from the government. Free healthcare, which yes, House, that is. I said, who said that? Let me see. Yeah, Chris. Yeah, they take all of this. Denmark is paying for it. Of course, they want to pay for it. I mean, I really don't know. I haven't looked into what benefit does Denmark get out of Greenland. But to be honest, what do you care? You know, we're providing more. Oh man, this is getting hot in here. Hold on, my friends. Need to get some AC on here. It's getting hot. Whew. Let me see. Is that on? think I turned it right back up. Anyways, the point is that these people are over here saying they don't care about money. She has makeup like Americans, okay? You know, just because she hasn't lost her lips, and she probably won't lose her lips like a lot of white people do. Um, you know, it doesn't mean that she's not down with money. Of course. Do you think if she didn't have money, you think she will have clothes on her? You think she'll be able to buy makeup, you know, without money? That's the stupidest thing. The stupidest thing I can hear from somebody is saying that, you know? That is the stupidest thing. What do we got in here? Let's see. Nothing. I kind of think Dennis is just grifting money from the MAGA idiots. I can kind of respect that. I don't care about your opinion. Let's see. For defense, you said it was why I asked that stupid question. Renee, I don't know what you asked, my friend. Sorry about that. I'm not sure what you guys were talking about there. All right. So let me see if I have one more thing. No. We do have this one tweet from President Trump. In Minnesota, there's too much media attention on ICE, who have removed some of the worst murderers and criminals in the world. People let into our country by crooked Joe Biden's horrendous open border policy, which we all know Pizza Guy loves that policy because that's how they said, take it, MAGA. We're fighting back. I don't know. Pizza Guy, I don't know, man. The guy, I don't know. I don't know. Throws me off sometimes. And not enough attention paid to the staggering sums of money stolen from the state by corrupt Minnesota politicians. Oh, yeah. See, I'll go ahead and take some questions from you guys, if you have any. In the meantime, I will share some stuff from my Facebook account. All right, here we go. We're going to take some questions. Let me see. Tanya says President Trump is 100%, baby. I like it. I like it. Dennis, I will be here listening, but I will be in and out. No problem, Coyote. Don't worry about it, brother. I can't read every single comment anyway. Except for right now, it's Q&A. Let's see. I will go ahead and take a couple of questions here on the chat. Doesn't care about opinions, yet takes opinions. How about this? I don't care about bad opinions. How's that? Or stupid opinions. There is stupid opinions out there. Let's see. I want you to read me. You don't think it applies to exactly what is happening right now. You know what? That is actually, I've heard that before. Let's see what that is. Man, I heard this like 20 years ago, but yeah, give me liberty. I forget the exact words, but all right. It's a famous ultimatum delivered by American patriot Patrick Henry on March 23rd, 1775. A pivotal call to arms for the American Revolution, persuading Virginia to send troops to the war against Britain. I don't know how the hell you got that to compare to what's going on right now. Explain. Explain why you think that pertains to what's happening right now. Let's see. Let's see what else. Janice Leard. Leard. Okay, Tanya. We'll see you later. Thank you for stopping by, sweetheart. We appreciate you, sis. Take care. Jonas is genius, says Byron. Good to hear from you today, Tanya, says BJ. OTG, let's see what OTG says. Jonna, I don't mean to be disrespectful. Oh, here we go. He's going to be disrespectful to you. It's all right to disagree, but I think we should have learned by now that wars don't effing work for everybody, but well. All right, let me just read a couple of points because Google's. This sounds so familiar, but I'll read it. St. John's Church in Richmond, Virginia, to persuade delegates to support the Revolutionary War. Again, there is no Revolutionary War here, at least not yet. I'll be back home in a few weeks, my friend. Few weeks, very short few weeks. I will be back. I will be back in my home studio. I tell you what, man, I miss it. I miss it. I love it here in Honduras, but I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. All right, back to the reading here. All right, to persuade. Okay, I still don't see it. Meaning, Henry argued that living under British rule was equivalent to slavery, stating, I know not what course others may take, but as for me, give me liberty or give me death. First of all, I don't know where you're going with this because nobody's liberty is not one American's liberty. If we're talking about the ICE agents right now, that is not tyrannical. That is lawful. It is constitutional. Because they don't understand that it is illegal for them to impede, to obstruct, because of their stupidity, because they don't know how to protest, because they keep being obstacles, because they keep impeding, they keep interfering with federal law enforcement. Oh my gosh, my tail is gone. That shit hurts. All right, Give Me Liberty in American History is also a widely used comprehensive U.S. history textbook by historian Eric. Okay, so American history. That's where I heard that from. But that was in high school over 30 years ago, my friend. I don't think that pertains to us today. All right, let me go ahead and share my Facebook account here. And where are you? Okay, there we go. All right, I'm going to go ahead and share my Facebook account. And the first thing I want to share with you guys remember this girl? You guys remember this girl? So apparently, Band-Aids no longer needed with miraculous healing cream. So the girl that showed up and went viral, let's just read it here from Dan Bongino. It says, story of the day, Nasra Ahmed, the woman who went viral for saying Somalia is more than assaulting federal officers. Now, everybody on the left says, oh, look at the violence of the ICE agents. Shut the hell up. Let them get rid of the illegal criminal aliens. That's what we want, okay? That's exactly, it's amazing. What an airhead. Shows the low IQ from these people. The more they come out on television, try general for Seattle, they think that we, the American people, are stupid. Now, that's my line. The actual line from Seattle Red is Washington's real emergencies are hitting families every day, but state leaders are busy staging an ICE crisis that doesn't exist. Now, I'm from Washington State. There has been ICE agents here and there. Everett has become a lot more peaceful. I'm not saying it's completely peaceful. There's still violent people out there. But Washington State has become a bit more peaceful than they have been before. Now, take a listen to my good friend Jason Rantz right here from the Seattle Red.
And our top Democrats, they're pretending the real emergency. Washington State is on fire, economically, socially, culturally. And our top Democrats, they're pretending the real emergency is ICE. Welcome to the Jason Rantz Show, presented by None Better Tax Resolution. Unemployment is stubbornly high, taxes keep going up, housing is crushing working families, and homelessness is worse than ever despite billions spent and years of promises. Those are the problems people actually feel when they wake up every morning. And so what do government? A crisis that doesn't actually exist in Washington State. Look, there's no surge of rogue federal agents. There's no evidence of ICE rampaging through Seattle neighborhoods. Even Ferguson admits the state has no specific intel that anything unusual is coming. And yet, he's already threatening escalation. Ferguson openly floated using the National Guard, not for a natural disaster, not for riots, but as a buffer against federal law enforcement. Let that sink in. The governor of Washington is casually talking about inserting the Guard between ICE agents and activists and criminal illegal immigrants. That is an extraordinary and legally questionable move. And he's doing this all without a real trigger. That's not leadership. That's called political theater. And when asked directly whether or not the Guard could be what was being asked, because it's his really bad idea, and that tells you absolutely everything. Of course, Nick Brown, survivor of failure, followed the exact same script, just more recklessly. You see, he can't legally just tell local law enforcement police officers to arrest federal agents. And so instead, he does the wink and a nod routine. He says local cops shouldn't look away. He says they shouldn't do nothing. He talks about hypotheticals where federal agents might be violating rights, planting the idea and letting others carry it out. That puts cops around. They know it's safer to punch at Donald Trump than to answer for their own record. Escalation energizes the activist base. The media applauds. Nobody asks why Washington's real problems keep getting worse under their watch. When Democrats can't defend their results, they change the subject. And Washington residents are left paying the price. I'm here with our local tax expert.
And that's what's happening here in Washington State. Now, guys, I don't really care about speeches. I care about facts and what has actually happened. I don't want to put history to try to make it match what we have in today, okay? I want you to understand that. I want you to use common sense. History is there to teach us lessons. I get it. But listen, I have read enough history about this country. And yes, I have cried about the atrocities that have happened in this country. But they all had to happen. I know a lot of people say, oh, these things shouldn't have never happened. They would, no, they had to happen. There was a lot of chaos in this continent. A lot of it. And it's a native Mayan Spaniard here from Honduras. I can tell you, our history here is gory. And it's not just gory from the Spaniards. It's not just gory from the French. It's not just gory from, the British. It's gory from everybody here, natively. They were decapitating their own people. They were sacrificing our children. They were doing all this evil witchcraft, satanical, a lot of sacrificial human life was offered to rocks, to fake gods, fake idols. We were destroying ourselves. Our land had to be cleansed, so to speak. Was it a nice history that you want to hear? That everything just turned very clean and innocent? No. Battles have to happen. Wars have to happen. I don't know what the hell you're laughing at, Manuel. I don't think any of these people, savagery and killing and rituals where innocent lives were being killed and sacrificed to fake pagan gods. I don't see how that's funny. Hey, baby. How are you, my love? I think are you on lunch or something? I'm glad that you came on because I was about to get off in just a bit. But I wanted to give you guys that video from my Facebook page. I put it there for a reason, okay? Now, for all of you American patriots, we are going to watch President Donald Trump sign some executive orders, okay? So we'll jump into that video. I have it ready for you, but I want to touch up on a couple of things because I did not go live yesterday. David, Apocalypto is pretty damn close. That is very close, my friend. Very close. I wouldn't laugh about it, man. That was very horrific. I know Mel Gibson tried to make some jokes about it, but it's crazy. By the way, they didn't practice oral sex in the Mayans, so that's more. I think that's a European thing. But now everybody throughout the world, I guess, practices that. Let's see, Dosito. Wait, Dosito's here? Where's Dosito? Oh, there you are. How are you, brother? I love Dosito, man. He's my Iraqi brother. Don Lemon got arrested this morning. Dennis, man, you missed it. You know how long I've been on this live for like 2.5 hours, man. We already talked about it. Dosito, you're late. Let's see. To the anti-ICE protesters who are planning to come to Florida. Check out Florida, bro. Florida, man. Listen to this. This, my friend, I love you too, my brother. This is exactly how I think. This is how I think. Here we go.
To the anti-ICE protesters who are planning to come to Florida, you need to know a few things. First of all, you're not.
Hold on.
In Minnesota anymore. You can come to Florida and peacefully protest. You can yell, you can scream, you can tell us things that aren't true and try to convince us that they are. What you can't do is harass law enforcement or create disorder or chaos. We won't have it. When I was speaker, we passed the HALO law, which means if you're within 25 feet of a law enforcement officer and engaged in harassment, you'll be arrested on the spot. Just know when you come to Florida, we intend to maintain law and order along with First Amendment rights. To the anti-ICE protesters who are planning to come to...
Very simple, right? I think that's pretty legit. I think it's a good rule, 20, 25 feet. Absolutely. Washington State Attorney General laughs about fraud claims and then defends it as if nothing unlawful has ever happened. Check this out, guys. I can get volume on.
Complaints over spending by the Department of Children, Youth and Families, or DCYF. Good evening, I'm Preston Phillips.
And I'm Mary Num. For the first time, Nick Brown also responded to a court filing alleging the state scrubbed daycare records. KEMO senior reporter Chris Daniels joins us live in the studio with more. Chris?
Yeah, Mary and Preston, this has all been prompted after documented fraud in Minnesota and renewed questions here in Washington. Washington's auditor told KOMO News there were 4 years of missing provider records, and today the Attorney General responded to it all.
We've committed ourselves to improving transparency.
Washington Attorney General Nick Brown celebrating 1 year in office while addressing allegations of the past few weeks. Have you had any fraud complaints come into your office?
Fraud complaints related to what?
Related to DCYF.
We all watch the news, right? There's been a lot of reports on fraud that came into our office. Most of them are what I would view as pretty baseless allegations. But we take the...
Look at him. He is fighting so hard to not make eye contact, and he's almost laughing. That pissed me off.
Those allegations seriously. We work with our client agencies.
Brown referring to our KOMO News Waste Watch reports, which uncovered an audit of nearly $500 million under the eye of the Department of Children, Youth and Families without proper controls or oversight, and more. There's been $2 million in overpayments to providers, and that the state auditor went 4 years without any sort of provider records. Given that information now, would you call for an outside audit of DCYF?
Every state program that gets taxpayer dollars needs to work better with those dollars and make sure that we're treating those issues seriously. That is very different in my mind from allegations of fraud, and we want to make sure that there's a distinction between allegations of criminal fraud and allegations of, just how we best use our taxpayer dollars.
The state's Republican Party chair, State Representative Jim Walsh, has also filed for a court injunction accusing DCYF of scrubbing provider data. That listed the state of Washington as a defendant, alleging that information was deleted or scrubbed from state websites. Has your office responded to or plan to respond?
Well, anytime somebody sues the state of Washington, it is our responsibility to respond. Also reading the case, it's unclear to us what they're actually saying, what law was actually violated. It's a political document. It's a press release in sort of in the disguise of a lawsuit. It doesn't actually allege any violations of Washington state law. So it's, from my vantage point, a pretty baseless lawsuit.
The Washington State Auditor, Pat McCarthy, says her office has 500 people now investigating, part of a comprehensive audit, and while she has not uncovered any fraud yet.
But yeah, he calls it a baseless lawsuit. How many of you like Tupac? Remember Tupac? Hey, Scott, welcome to the house. Welcome to the house of pain. Everybody loves Tupac, 1996 Tupac. Listen, this is why You should have never voted for Democrats. Let's take a listen to Tupac.
Can I get a track? Only God for jealous. This for all the people that support a brother. Perhaps I was blind to the facts. Stabbed in the back, I couldn't trust my own homies. Just a bunch of dirty rats. Well, I succeed. Paranoid from the weed. And hocus pocus, try to focus, but I can't see. And in my mind, I'm a blind man doing time. Look to my future, cause my past is all behind. Is it a to my family in the hearse? And they say it's the white man I should fear. But it's my own kind doing all the killing here. I can't lie, ain't no love for the other side. The jealousy inside, make them wish I died. Oh my Lord, tell me what I'm living for. Everybody's dropping, got me knocking on heaven. Cause the media full of dirty tricks, only God can judge. Alright, that's good.
Manuel Correa, you're delusional. You jackass. Delusional. Right? He said it right there. Everything right there. You heard it from Tupac, the man himself. Oh boy. All right, let's get one more clip on here before we get to the president.
There are those
illegal immigrants.
At least ignore the laws on the books and put an end to deportation until we have better laws. Ultimately, our nation, like all nations, has the right and obligation to control its borders and set laws for residency and citizenship. And no matter how decent they are, no matter their reasons, the 11 million who broke these laws should be held accountable.
They should be held accountable. It wasn't just talk. Obama deported millions and millions of illegals in this country, and not even criminal illegal aliens. Now, in 2015, he even honored Tom Homan, who is serving as a top ICE official with the government's highest civil service award for deporting so many illegal immigrants. Take a look.
Mr. Homan is the point person for cooperating with state and local authorities and corresponding with them, again, to achieve this level of cooperation to subdue the chaos on the streets of Minneapolis. And I would just point out that Mr. Homan is someone who has been lauded for many, many decades for his experience working in law enforcement. In fact, this is a Washington Post headline from 9 years ago, 2016. Meet the man the White House has honored for deporting illegal immigrants. And I would remind everyone in this room that it was former President Barack Hussein Obama who awarded a medal to Mr. Homan. So he's obviously very qualified.
Oh, yeah. That's right. That's right. Now, this is the only history that I like to present because these people are still alive and they're still talking. So hey, Wes, how are you? Welcome to the chat. So that's a difference on how I view history. All right. Now, we're going to go ahead. If you guys haven't heard this, you can sit here and listen to it with me because I haven't. But if you already heard this, you're more than welcome to join me and stay with me. Or you can say thank you so much for your show and get the hell out of here. All right? We're going to listen to President Donald J. Trump.
So I have some incredible people, and this is a very exciting thing that we're doing. And it was fast. They've wanted to do it. I understand they've been here hundreds of times over the years trying to do it. And they're going to give you a little bit of history. Roger Penske, everybody knows, he's a legend in many different things, but certainly in racing. He's won the Indianapolis 500 20 times. On the 18th time, I said, he's been a friend of mine for a long time, but on the 18th time I said, I think I'm going to give him the Presidential Medal of Freedom because, you know, how do you do that? Japan, Germany, Roger, right? Everybody, they want to win the Indy 500. They spend billions of dollars getting a car, and this guy wins it like every year. He won it so many times that he ended up buying the track. So now he owns a track, he owns a race. It's pretty good. Now he's won it, though. He won it 2 times since he got it. And it's a total of 20. And didn't you win the Daytona 500?
Yes.
How many times?
4 times.
That's all? That's terrible. I can't believe it. Anyway, if you win it once, it's like great. The guy's amazing. He's a genius. and a real genius at cars and racing. And they are going to put up something that's really amazing. It's really having to do with our great 250th birthday, where we're having so many wonderful things. UFC is coming, as you know, in front of the White House with a building literally a stadium. We're going to have over 100,000 people. And this is going to have a lot of people. I won't even say how many people, because I think it can set a record for racing. It's going to be very, very important. We're celebrating Greatness with American Motor Racing. That's going to be the name of the event. It's going to take place on August 21st through the 23rd. And it's going to be so exciting. And I love the racing. I don't have a lot of time to watch it, but I love the racing. And just before we start, I will say numbers came out this morning. They're phenomenal for the country. So we announced yesterday that for the more seal than Japan, the numbers are record-setting numbers. Every one of our numbers are doing. We've never had anything like it. We have over $18 trillion coming into our country. We're building thousands of plants and all sorts of businesses all over the United States. It's never been anything like it. $18 trillion investment. So we have over, fellas, we have all country. And we're going to do 18, and I think the 18 is going to go higher. We're just looking at 11 months. The 12th month hasn't come in yet, but it's going to bring us over 18, maybe even hit 20. So you have 18 to $20 trillion coming in, and we've never had anything like it. We have a record we just set, as you know. The S&P 500 just set a new record, 7,000. Nobody thought that was possible in this quick a time. They thought maybe at the end of 4 years or 5 years or 6 years. But we did it in the first year. And we had 48 stock market highs, Roger. So Roger's a big beneficiary because he has a lot of stock. But anybody that has stock, including people with 401ks. So the economy has never been like this. It was just announced that crime is at an all-time low. Best numbers on crime in the recorded history of our country, and the lowest numbers of murders in the history of our country that we have. Recorded history goes back 125 years. That's not bad. And a lot of that is because of the fact that we have a closed border. We've taken out thousands and thousands of criminals and murderers and drug dealers and everything else. And we've either brought them back to their country, or in some cases we have to put them in our jails because we don't want to have them come back. And so we don't want to just bring them back to their country and then they maybe come back. Despite our border, they're pretty sneaky, pretty smart. So we're doing things that nobody's ever seen before. The country is really in great shape. We have a large armada, flotilla, you can call it whatever you want, heading toward Iran right now. Even larger than what we had in Venezuela. It's still in front of Venezuela. The Venezuelan situation, the leadership is doing a very good job. We're very happy, and we're getting along very, very well. And we're inviting countries of the world very shortly. They're going to be starting to take the oil. We're going to be heading that with the country, and it's worked out really well. We're now sending actually a larger number of ships to Iran. And hopefully we'll make a deal. If we do make a deal, that's good. If we don't make a deal, we'll see what happens. But this is going to be exciting. So I'm going to ask, and he really is a legend. He's a great man. I've known him but Roger Penske is the chairman, as you know, of Penske Corporation. He's got everything you can imagine, mostly, I think, to do with automotive. And I'd like to ask him to say a few words about the event, because this is going to be, they're putting everything behind it, and I think it's going to be really exciting. Roger, please.
Well, thank you, Mr. President. This is a really amazing time for us as a company to support the 250th anniversary for the country. And there's no better way for us to bring automotive and speed into the DC area and to have the opportunity to be able to compete here with our Indy cars. As you know, we own the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and we're taking that history of over 100 years and the speed and what's taken place there with the different manufacturers and bringing it here. It's just a byproduct of what the President has done during this year, and this will be an event, obviously, in August, which will make a huge difference. And we're excited. Be areas for people to see. Most of the grounds will be free. So it's going to be an economic benefit to the area, to the city, and obviously with our Fox partner, Eric Shanks, will be our media partner. And believe me, what they did for us at Indy this past year, they're going to take that and put it on steroids, really, and take it to the next level. So thank you, Mr. President, for allowing us to come into your city.
That's so great, Roger.
Thank you.
Great man. Eric, I'd like to have you say a few words. He's done a fantastic job at Fox, and he's really excited about this, and I know they're going to lay it on the line. Eric, please.
Sure. Well, thank you, Mr. President, for having us here today. Big shout out to Secretary Duffy. This project was kind of on life support until you stepped in recently and got us here today. Secretary Burgum, your team has been absolutely incredible.
Explain how many times you came to Washington trying to do this.
I think Bud came here 81 times.
81 meetings I had in Capitol
Meeting
Hill.
with senators, meeting with people at the Capitol. And they all wanted it. Everybody wanted it, but they couldn't figure it out. It was crazy. 80 some odd times. That's pretty amazing. So go ahead, please.
Right. Well, it's a real honor to be a partner with Roger and IndyCar. And at Fox Sports, we do the biggest events in sports. This year we have the FIFA World Cup that we'll be celebrating here as well. And then dovetailing right after that, to be able to celebrate America's birthday on Fox is an absolutely incredible honor. And everyone at Fox Sports.
The big thing is August 21st through the 23rd, and I believe the race is on the 23rd, right?
Yes.
That's going to be incredible. They're going to have practice sessions. It's going to be just a very exciting period, I think, for Washington. If I could, I'd like to ask Sean Duffy, the Secretary of Transportation, who's terrific and doing a great job. Much more important than Sean is we have Rachel Campos Duffy here, and she's one of the greatest people I know and one of the greatest people on television, so most of you know her, but I don't think we'll have her speak about the race because she knows less about it than anybody up here. But she is fantastic. Sean, please.
So the president gave us all a directive, which I'm grateful for. We're going to celebrate America's 250th birthday, and he asked all of us to think outside the box. How do we make this historic and cool, and let's all do this together? And he loves the country, he loves the birthday, and so we at DOT were working on this concept. We didn't know at the same time Penske was working on the same project too. And so we've come together, and Doug has been a wonderful partner. But to think 190 miles an hour down Pennsylvania Avenue, this is going to be wild. The last time we had a race in the capital city, Bud, was...
Oh, great. That's such a great...
So, listen, this doesn't happen. You know, we just don't come in and ask the president to sign. There's a lot of work that goes into this, as you can tell. Bud and my chief of staff, Pete, all had a lot of meetings on the Hill. We couldn't be more excited about this. Again, I'm going to repeat, this is free for the American people to come to your nation's capital and see a great road race. Freedom, America, speed, and road racing. It doesn't get more American than that, Mr. President. So thank you for signing this, and thanks for all of your support.
Everybody wants it, but they don't get things done. Trump gets things done. We didn't have 89 meetings. We had maybe a half a meeting. I think this is probably about a half a meeting. I'd like to thank Pete Meacham for the great job you've done representing us, and Luke Bunting. These are two young people that work with us, and they've really been fantastic. I'd like to ask Doug Burgum to say a few words. He's very much involved through his position of interior, because a lot of the space is interior. He sort of has, I think he's the largest landlord anywhere in the world by far. So Doug, could you say a few words, please?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Mr. President. This birthday that's coming up, the 250th anniversary of America, Freedom 250, is the most monumental birthday maybe of any driving. What's more monumental than the Indy 500 as an icon of what's going on in our country? And so merging the history and the tradition of our capital, Washington, D.C., with the speed and the innovation that goes on in the IndyCar series is incredible. And it's a great metaphor, because the speeds we're talking about is the speed of President Trump. I wonder, I can reiterate, there weren't 81 meetings with the Trump administration. I think it was, they called President Trump. He got Sean and I going, and that was like from Saturday till now, we have a race. 1 week. 1 week we have a race, as opposed to like 4 months of talking. So I think there's also a metaphor here about President Trump, who's an incredible sportsman. He's an athlete himself, but he loves sports, and so whether it's soccer, UFC, the football draft, NFL football draft coming, IndyCar, and all the teams that he hosts here. I mean, to any American who loves sports, you ought to love this president because he's bringing professional sports to our capital. And again, August 21st to 23rd, you talk about the economic impact. By the time all these reporters get done telling the story, there's not going to be a hotel room available in this city on that weekend because everybody's going to want to be here. Right. People that maybe have wanted to see an IndyCar race their whole life are now going to have an opportunity to come to their capital, celebrate 250, and see an IndyCar race for free. And they're going to be able to see it on the National Mall. And wherever you put down your lawn chair and watch this race for free, you're going to be staring at the Washington Monument, the Lincoln Memorial, the Jefferson Memorial. And I'm sure there's going to be fireworks this weekend too. I'm sure of that. And if you need a permit, you can get one from Interior. So anyway, it's absolutely incredible. And congratulations to Sean, the Penske organization, Fox Sports, everybody for putting together. This is going to be a great celebration for America.
Thank you very much. And you're doing a fantastic job. Could I just ask Bud Danker, who's the president of Penske Corporation, to say a few words, please?
Well, thank you, Mr. President. You know, Eric Shanks and I from Fox had this dream, and just last July, and could it ever be possible to bring a race to our nation's capital to celebrate our country's history? And everybody said there's no way. It's impossible. How do you put a race on at 190 miles an hour in a city like Washington, D.C.? I came here, I walked this area for a while, I found a racetrack on the Capitol grounds, up against a lot of meetings and couldn't get the kind of support we need. So within a week, Secretary Duffy and we put this together with the president, didn't we? And now we have a race here on our city property, on the national properties that is going to celebrate America. The word free shouldn't be overridden because we are going to have a free event here. People come out and celebrate our country's history. I also want to thank Mayor Bowser. She has been a great partner in this. We're going to make everybody in this country proud. We want everybody to come out for free and enjoy this and celebrate our country the way it should be here in the nation's capital. Thank you, Mr. President.
And I said pick the best site. It's very important. Pick the best site. Don't go for second or third because there's a lot of different routes. I said pick, even if it's more difficult to get approved, pick the absolute best site. And they were actually looking at another site, and when I said that, they said, well, the best site is this site, the site we're doing. I said, let's take a look at it. And we think it's the best site too. This is going to be something in terms of the road width, the crowds, and everything else that we can all. The best site, one of the best sites I've ever seen, actually, and it'll be beautiful. So I'm going to sign this, and if you have any questions on this subject, that'd be great. We just named a new Fed chairman today. You know that? He's a central casting. He's like Roger Penske, central casting. You know him, Roger? Very good guy. Roger, no auto pen. I didn't use an auto pen. Here, Roger, take that.
I will.
Thank you.
Here you go, my man. I don't want to sign each letter. You know, they sign each letter. They hand pens. I used to watch these presidents. One letter. You got to see what it looks like at the end. Never looks too good. Here, Rachel, take that. That's for your team.
Thank you.
Congratulations. This is really exciting.
Thank you.
Really
Mr.
good. You have any questions about
On your Fed chair nominee, since you just brought it up, did Kevin Warsh commit to you that he will push to cut interest rates if he is confirmed?
No, but we talk about it, and I've been following him, and I don't want to ask him that question. I think it's inappropriate, probably. It probably would be allowed, but I want to keep it nice and pure. But he certainly wants to cut rates. I've been watching him for a long time.
Senator Thomas,
did you have any concerns about him?
Yeah, I've had times when I think you've had to really have rate hikes too. But he's very smart, very good, strong, young, pretty young, and I think he's going to do a guy. I mean, he was the central casting guy that people wanted. Kevin was great. I tell you what, I met numerous people. Every one of them were fantastic, really fantastic. I wanted to keep Kevin here, and I thought that I called Kevin 1, Kevin 2, and we have. I said it's going to be a Kevin, but you know, Kevin really has been fantastic at the White House. You all know him. You know him very well, and so we have Kevin W.
Are you concerned, Mr. President, about the confirmation hearings? We've heard
No.
Senator Tillis.
No.
You think with the DOJ investigation?
this is, in the whole country, I would say that this was the perfect candidate. This was not a surprise or anything. This was the man that's most qualified. Top student, best schools, everything was like perfect. The youngest person ever to serve on the Fed. Got the whole package. Looks don't mean anything, but he's got the look, right? Roger, looks don't mean anything, but if they have the look, it's okay. But he's got the whole package, and I think he's going to do a great job, and he loves the country.
Mr. President, why are you
Please, in the back, yes.
Are you giving Iran any kind of deadline to make a deal before potentially taking
Only
military
they
action?
know for sure.
Have you communicated that to them
Yeah,
directly?
I have.
Mr. President, do you have a timeline for when you're going to pull back potentially the federal presence there?
No, we'll see how it all works out. They have to float someplace. They might as well float near Iran, but it's a rough situation going on. So I stopped 837 people, as you know, last week from being hung. They were going to hang 830. It was all set, and I mean, I'm looking at the people behind me. They're saying, "What kind of racing's a lot nicer than that?" Right? They were going to hang 837 people, and I told them, if you do it, you're going to pay a price like nobody's ever paid before. And they pulled back. I appreciated that. But a lot of people are being killed, so we'll see what happens. I can say this: they do want to make a deal.
Mr. President, about Virginia, actually, Virginia flipped the governors, and now they're looking at 50 proposals to increase taxes. What do you think about that?
Well, I think it's terrible. I think a lot of people will leave Virginia. I saw that. Look, Glenn was a friend of mine, Glenn Youngkin, and worked so hard on cutting taxes. This woman came in, and in one swoop, she raised everything up higher than it ever was. I don't understand it. I mean, people voted for Democrat, but she came in and she raised, and I'll work with her like I work with everyone else, but she came into Virginia, raised everything to a point like taxes that nobody ever even heard of before. And I don't understand. How do people get elected with this kind of philosophy? This is only in the very modern age. I grew up and I've always heard politicians will cut taxes, everybody screaming, we're going to cut taxes. I cut taxes. I gave you the biggest tax cut in the history of our country, in the great big beautiful bill. No tax on tips, no tax on Social Security, no tax on overtime. Interest deductions, Roger, when somebody buys a car, they can deduct the interest if they borrow money. That's the biggest thing in terms of the car business, right?
American-made ones.
Correct. So we have, if they didn't cheat, they'd have no chance. They have horrible policy, transgender for everyone. They have the little thing about open borders so that the world's prison population and mental hospitals can be empty. Only as a bettor. If you'd like to bet, you're not a big fan. I don't think so. I don't want to get him in trouble, but I think he joins in 99%. They say it's an 80-20 issue. I think it's maybe 99. It's 99-1.
Mr. President, why are you suing your own administration and the IRS? Why are you suing?
Who are you with?
I'm with ABC News.
You're a loud person. Very loud. Let somebody else have a chance.
Can you answer the question? Why are you suing IRS?
ABC fake news.
You're suing.
Go ahead. I didn't call on you. Go ahead, please. Go ahead.
Right here. Do you think the upcoming talks...
ABC, by the way, is truly one of the worst. Go ahead.
Do you think the upcoming talks between Russia and Ukraine stand a chance without U.S. envoy Witkoff and Jared Kushner there?
I think they stand a chance. We've been trying. I've ended 8 wars. All of them I thought were going to be maybe tougher than this one. But Zelensky and Putin hate each other, and it makes it very difficult. But I think we're getting very close to getting a settlement. Hundreds of thousands of people, mostly soldiers, have been killed. Last week they lost 29,000 people. Last month they lost 29,000 soldiers. Can you believe that, fellas? 29,000. You lose one race driver, and it's a big deal. 29,000 soldiers in 1 month. 27,000 the month before. I think that we have a good chance of getting it settled. Yeah, ma'am, please.
Mr. President, on the Warsh nomination, what is your strategy for getting past the hold that Senator Tillis has on this process? He said he won't allow.
Well, that's that kind of thinking is why he's no longer a senator. He's going to be out of office. It's too bad. I always liked Senator Tillis actually, but he did some things that were not smart. And whatever. I mean, you know, if he doesn't approve, we'll just have to wait till somebody comes in that will approve it, right? So that's it. But I saw that he wants to be an obstructionist, but we have a lot of obstructionists. I've had a lot, and we've created the best presidency maybe ever. Yeah.
A follow-up. If Iran doesn't make a deal, is your plan to replicate there what you just did in Venezuela?
I don't want to say that. I don't want to talk. I mean, I don't want to talk about anything having to do with what I'm doing militarily. But we have a tremendously powerful fleet there. We have the most powerful ships in the world. We have the most powerful military by far in the world. We showed that on numerous occasions. I mean, I rebuilt the military in my term. If I didn't do, you know, I wouldn't, I think, be able to say that. But I rebuilt the military, the entire United States military in my first term. And now we're building it bigger, better, stronger than ever before. I'm adding to it. We're adding something called a battleship. You would find this interesting. You know the old-fashioned, beautiful battleships? And we're adding up to 25 of them. Each battleship is 100 times more powerful than the battleships of the 1940s. So it's been, do another 15 after that. Could be up to 25 battleships. 100 times more powerful. Can you imagine that? And it's peace through strength. We don't want to use them, but if we have to use them, we will.
Mr. President. On the Fed, should the DOJ continue with its investigation into Jay Powell? That seems to be a sticking point for Senator Tillis.
Well, he's got a building that, you know, I build buildings, and I build them under budget, ahead of schedule. I build them, but they're within reason always. And this is a small little complex that's costing billions of dollars, most expensive job per square foot ever built. And it's a little complex, it's a little Fed complex. I built the hotel on Pennsylvania Avenue, and I built it for around $200 million, and it's bigger than that. They're spending many times that amount to do a renovation of a building. I've heard numbers as high as $4 billion. $4 billion to build a building. I could have renovated that building and fixed it up, made it beautiful, for $25 million. They're going to spend close to $4 billion on it. So it's either gross incompetence or it's theft. Somebody's making money, because you can't spend. It's more per square, and you have half a building there. You know, you have the structure, you have the exterior skin, that they're not changing much. They're building a building, and they're spending almost, I mean, I'm hearing numbers of between $3 and $4 billion. Somebody is a crook. And we'll find out.
Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. President. On Minneapolis, on Minneapolis, Governor Tim Walz recently, do you feel like there's a civil war brewing?
The governor said that?
Governor.
Well, does he know what Fort Sumter was, or do you think somebody wrote it out for him? No, this is, many were murderers. They murdered people. We had 11,888 murderers. We had prisons, including Venezuela, but Venezuela opened its prisons. So did the Congo. The Congo in Africa opened its prisons. They dumped people into our country. Many countries did that. I would have done that if I were leading a country. I would have dumped the prisoners into our country. We had open borders. We had all these things. I was elected too high. Inflation was the highest it was in 48 years. I say ever, but the media always corrects me by saying it's only 48 years. I think 48 years almost sounds worse. But when I was elected to do a job. And one of the big things I was elected to do is law and order. We now have the lowest crime rate in the history of our country. We have the lowest murder rate in the history of our country. We have Washington, D.C., which was a dangerous place to walk, is now a totally safe city. You can walk with your husband or your wife. You can walk with your children right down the middle of the city. Nothing's going to happen. We did a great job. We had the National Guard. We have soldiers. We have people that nobody's going to mess with. And we've taken out, remember, it's not just that. In Washington, we've removed over 2,000 criminals. And you know, if you look at the numbers, a very small percentage of your population, 2%, 3% of your population causes 90% of the crime. So when you move a small, it's amazing how that works. But the criminals go over and over and over again. 1,000 people out of Washington, we brought them back to their countries where they came from. They came through open borders by Sleepy Joe Biden. And I was in New Orleans last night. He was at the premiere, and she was at the premiere. She was great. I believe she's a Democrat. She came over. She thanked me so much. She said crime is down more than 50% in just a few weeks. And you couldn't even walk down the street in New Orleans. It's so bad. And now they let us in there, and she is thanking me so much, so profusely. She was great last night. I'd do that if I were a Democrat. I'd say call Trump in, let them do what they do. But we remove people, criminals, from the cities, and they become safe cities. If you look at Minnesota, Minneapolis, we have crime down there because we took out thousands of people, despite all the mess and everything else. But do these people really want to have rapists? Do they really want to have drug dealers and people from prisons and murderers? Do they really want to have them in the community? It's number one, they're professionals, with their mouth. But they're also, you look at the signs are all professionally made. They have signs that are gorgeous. In fact, I want to get the sign because I need a lot of signs for different things, and I want to find out whoever does their signs, they do a beautiful job. Everybody has this beautiful sign with brand new wood. It's like leather panels. They have a leather handle on the bottom. These are not people these are people that are handed signs, and we know pretty much, we're getting very close to it, but we know pretty much who's funding this stuff. I want everything. I want everything. And I was elected by a landslide on law and order and on strong borders. We had a border that was so bad, so open, where 25 million people came in over a period of 4 years, and now nobody comes in. Nobody even tries to come in. And I can only say, I think we'll say it very plainly, elections have consequences. The people want law and order. And we have a silent majority. We have a silent majority of people. They don't go and riot and everything else, but they like what we're doing. They like having a safe city. I get calls every single day. Every person I see working in the White House, people I don't know, many people work here, and they say, I'd like to thank you, sir. Why? You've made Washington so great. We walk to work. They walk to work. You people know it very well. You walk to work now. You used to take an Uber or a taxi or something, and you even felt like in danger there. Every person in this building, virtually every time I see somebody, they thank me. Because a year and a half ago, they lived in hell, and now they can walk to work, and they're totally safe. Nothing's going to happen. And if anything did happen, the person that did it would be living in hell for a long period of time. Thank you very much, everybody.
That'll do, Piggy. That'll do. Hey, man, I want to say, guys, thank you so much. Dosito, I really mean it, brother. And to all of you guys who have come into my channel, I know we're not getting that many views down here in Honduras specifically, and I'm not going live as often as I normally do. Just if you are new to my channel, just so you guys know, I am on vacation. Okay, I am not supposed to be working, but I really love interacting with you guys. Plus, I don't want to stop being on top of the news and what's happening. I want you to know I still watch the news all the time, and I'm trying to keep up with everything that's going on over there in the States while I'm down here in Honduras. At least we can say one thing that the libtards cannot throw in our face anymore. My American passport is actually legit. I am a Honduran who became a resident and then became a naturalized American citizen in the United States of America. And in a couple of weeks, I will be back in my home studio. Oh man, I miss my stuff. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm a little spoiled, even though the success of the channel is still yet to be determined, because we need to get 100,000 subscribers. I want to be able to see at someday at least, and then on the first week of May, I would be putting in my name on the ballot to run for governor here in Washington State. If you guys have been watching with me earlier, you will notice a clip that I played in hand. As I guess as they should. They work for each other. They don't work for the people. They are raising taxes on their citizens. They are chasing away companies. They say they're going to make, cuts. Tax cuts for small businesses, when the retards don't understand that a small business of 25 people does make $1 million a year. And they are trying to tax. The Constitution of Washington State does not allow for a state tax on the income of any Washingtonians. but they're bringing in the excuse that it's only going to be for the rich people, meaning anybody that makes $1 million or more in their business will pay that they will be taxed a state income tax because that money doesn't all go to the actual people. And, it's crazy. Let's see. Jonah, thank you for your supporting here, brother. You actually got some good facts in here. BJ, have a good time, Dennis. But thank you. You're very welcome, BJ. I appreciate you as well. Derek, my friend, good to see you on here. Robert, I'm glad that you came back with us. Tells me everything is okay. Go read your random run on sentence, says Jonah. Then get back to me. Oh, man. Jonah, be nice to the people. Some people can't handle facts too much. Too many facts at a time. They can't handle it. I appreciate you, Jonah. Let's see. Henrik's Clean House. Get this. I really don't. Man, my tailbone is freaking. It's gone, guys. My ass is gone. My goodness. I'm sitting on the bed here, and this place where they let me stay. They normally use this room as a storage. Whoo, man. But there's a bed in here, and I appreciate it. I got my own private shower. The bed is comfortable, and I got my own little space. I got some free internet so that I can come in here and do my lives with you guys. So I can't really complain too much, but I definitely don't have the comfort in my house. Okay, that's the best studio that I have ever had, except when I used to go to the radio. But excuse me, that's for another story. Let's see. I want you to know something. Normally, when you think about people running for government, you think, oh, this guy has to be a lawyer, some sort of important person, that's been in, a sheriff or, etc. Uh, they're they're very storing you. They're storing you. They're very protective over me, so and I don't mind. That's okay. I will sneak out and walk around the for members only. That's not going to go public to anybody else ever. So, talk. Yeah, thank you all for vacation. Enjoy your time away from the war zone. Baleada, yes, yes. Sit on a bag of ice. It will relieve the swelling on your butt. So the reason why my tailbone hurts a lot, I do have arthritis on my tailbone. So here with some with some jokes, huh? You got some jokes? Hi, Lisa. How are you? I'm glad you actually came here to watch the end of my show. Guys, I don't know when I'm going to do my next live. I'm telling you that right now. Don't get mad at me. It is, as I've said, this is my vacation. So I thank you guys for your support. Actually, I know a lot of you are becoming members. I appreciate it, every single one of you guys. And when we're doing our live and you guys are commenting, I appreciate that as well. So if you guys are new and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. We do have a goal of 100,000 subscribers, and I hope that you guys actually get in here because once we start campaigning, you guys are going to see what we're doing, and everything that I tell you on this channel, you will see that we're going to run on. I have a list of the things that I'm going to run on. I'll do it on the next live. Here we go. One of the things that I'm going to run with is I'm going to fight for my veterans. Immigration reform has to happen. My Chinook tribe needs to be recognized as an Indian tribe here in Washington State. To do business here in Seattle, Washington. Incentives for small businesses. We're going to take away a lot of the taxes that they do on them, and we're going to support them to bring more employment for Washington State. And we, of course, are going to support tariffs being implemented so that we can negotiate better deals with other countries. Thank you so much for watching. You all be blessed. Have a good one. God bless you. God bless the USA and God